Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's that time of year where we all come together, and our team has brought us together, our Chicago Bears, our monsters of the Midway. And last week they showed exactly that. It's a culture shift, it's a change. Some people aren't ready for it. I know that the Green Bay Packers are not ready for it. I know Aaron Rodgers is not ready for it. But our team are in the present, and the present is also leading us into a future where we don't flinch, a future where we don't blink, a future where we don't doubt that our team is going to be victorious. And that shift is going to happen for the Green Bay Packers this Sunday coming. Our team is going to dominate every single snap of the game. Our team is going to give their all every single snap. And I want you to give your all too. But first, the Bears Bar Room proudly presents the Tailgate Show. Merry Christmas.
It's an exciting time to be a Chicago Bear. Definitely have some dogs. I'm looking forward to getting out there with them dogs.
What about the five that you'll see on Sunday? I know those five guys can't block Khalil Mack.
One word that just continues to keep coming up with Ryan and myself is the word obsession. Being obsessed. There's going to be accountability as well, and I think that's key.
Obsessed. Barflies unite. Barflies arise. Obsessed. It's a Sunday Barfly tailgate show and the Barflies are alive. Barflies unite. Obsessed. Barflies arise.
Being obsessed.
It's a Sunday Barfly tailgate show and the Barflies are alive. It's game day, the Bears are ready to roll and so are the guys. It's a show to get you wise, no lies. Educating Barflies. Realize that Bobby dropping bombs is the double lady flipping burgers. Mother did he be wanting hot roast? First he's gone, now he's back. Where does he go? And Nicki Minaj who disappears like David Blaine on the show. Last but not least, Southwest Indiana's finest, calling all the angels. Now he's calling Fiji Highness. Cheer Bobby Diddy, Nicki Mr. Double A. Talking the Bears to get you ready on the Barfly tailgate. Unite, Barflies arise.
I know those five guys can't block
It's the
Khalil Mack.
Sunday Barfly tailgate show and the Barflies are alive. Barflies unite. Barflies arise.
Chicago Bear.
It's the Sunday Barfly tailgate show and the Barflies are alive. Barflies unite. Barflies arise.
Being obsessed.
It's the Sunday Barfly tailgate show and the Barflies are alive.
I'm not a big talker. I like to go out and use my actions to speak, and when I get out there and get on the field, you can probably sense what's going to happen. I want to win.
Being obsessed.
I know those five guys can't block Khalil Mack.
Being obsessed.
The Barfly tailgate show
Being obsessed.
begins now.
Obsessed.
Barfly, the name given to followers at Bears Barroom, loyal, die-hard family members of the show who will wolf back someone when needed. Here we go, Barflies. We're back with another Barfly tailgate show. It's live. It's done by Barflies, for Barflies, and all the other Bear fans out there.
Killing in the name of...
Oh yeah, Barflies. What's up, Barflies, Bears fans? Ryan Badgley filling in for Bobby Phelan. We got Gaines in the house. We got Diddy in the house. We got Air Jer in the house, man. We're going to be bringing it to you this week, and we're going to be kicking some topics around and just going to be bringing you this huge, monumentous game this week, man. Taking on the Pack, a chance to clinch the division. And what better way to do it, man, than at home? First things first, I'm going to kick it over to the boys. Diddy, man, how we doing, man?
Doesn't get bigger than this, man. Green Bay Packers, we can lock the division down. You know what I mean? Knock them out of playoff contention. I mean, I'm pumped up. We need to get over this hurdle of Aaron Rodgers and these piece of shit Packers, man. Mm-hmm. Like we need to get over it, and I just hope we dominate every aspect of this game. And just make them leave the field with their heads down after, man. Let's get at it.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Feeling it, man. Gaines, what's up, bro? How we doing, man? Welcome back, bro.
He just hit it right on the money. Right on the money. Bears and Packers. Like, we get the chance to rewrite history. We know what they did to us last time we was in this position, right? When Aaron Rodgers sat his ass out all season and came back and took our damn souls away. in one game, and we get a chance to make everybody else eat their words because we were supposed to finish last in the whole league this year. I'm pumped up, man. I'm happy to be back with you guys. I miss you guys, and man, let's go, man. Let's go.
Hell yeah, man. Pumped up with you, bro. Air Jer in the house. What's up, big man? How we doing?
Oh, it don't get much better than this. Bears Packers for the division, and we get to send their ass packing home. That's what it's all about.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Can't wait, man. I'm amped. We're amped. We're excited. We're ready to freaking knock this shit out of the park, man. But before we get into Packer Week and before we get into talking about the Packers, man, we got to go back and talk about this Rams game, baby. I mean, this, to me, defensively was domination by the Bears defense, man. And it's my thought, Diddy, I'm going to kick it over to you first, man. Did you feel that same way, man? I mean, they talked about it on other shows where you always had that feeling like, oh, man, something's going to happen. Something bad's going to happen. But the defense, man, just didn't allow it. Was it complete domination?
Absolutely, man. I mean, we just basically we decimated one of the top offenses in the NFL. And this is supposed to be a league where offenses are supposed to thrive. That's how good our defense is. The rules can't even hold us back. We've adjusted to the rules that we're supposed to make a lot harder on defenses. That's how talented this defensive group is. And I know we're getting national recognition, like we're a top defense now, but it's also pretty damn impressive that with these rule changes, we're still a top defense. I mean, these guys are nasty, man, and it was a total domination. Goff never looked comfortable. We shut down one of the best running backs in football. Like, these guys are dogs, man. They're getting at it. It's just Chicago Bear football, baby, and that's the best defensive performance. I can't remember that good of a defensive performance as a Bears fan. These guys are nasty, man. And I'm loving every minute of it. And this was the first game where we didn't take our foot off our opponent's throats. And this is what we can do to other teams. I really hope it's the same kind of thing this week. You know what I mean? I really hope Sunday it's the same thing, man. Like, we need to just keep on them. Don't let up. We saw what happens when we let up against this team last time. Just keep your foot on their damn throat and ball out.
Yo, I want to
out.
Yeah, I want to bring up a point here, fellas. So you look at the league overall, Diddy. You bring up those rule changes, right? And you talk about the roughing the passer penalty and how you've seen the Packers, you've seen the Clay Matthews get hit multiple times, and it costs Green Bay games. You've seen other star defensive ends in the league get these penalties called on them. We've had some, but you look at the ones we've had, they're bullshit compared to the other ones in the league. I mean, the Leonard Floyd back to Miami. We had one, this past week that, was, I mean, it was a bop in the head, for crying out loud. I really think that our team, the coaches are teaching this. And I don't think other teams in the league, I think they maybe, but they're not teaching it to the fullest extent, or the players aren't grasping it, Jer, what are your thoughts on that, man?
It's self-discipline, and discipline's taught through coaching, through practice. I mean, each player is responsible for their own actions, and I think they really feel it, They feel that they don't want to be the one that lets their teammates down. None of them want any of that. So they're fucking on it as far as that goes. And I think the coaches, you're right, is a great pickup that the coaches are obviously teaching it. And, our players aren't out of control. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They're a controlled, chaotic unit that works together. Instead of, you got one freestyle and you got this and it ain't like that. It ain't like that at all. They're a cohesive unit that works together. And with that mindset comes that discipline of, hey, I don't want to be the guy that fucks this up.
And I think that starts with, I think it starts with Nagy, but I think it's really enforced by Fangio.
I agree, man.
I would not want to piss that man off. Something tells me he'd make you run till you puked and then make you run some more.
Yeah, I
being
mean,
asked.
we had some concerns. I mean, we had discussion amongst ourselves when we first got Mac. If you watch his film going back to Oakland, he launched a lot, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And that rule change, we were a little concerned about that. It's like, damn, we got Mac, right? One of the best defensive players in football, but he launches a lot. It's like, we just don't want. We're hoping we're not going to have penalties for that stuff. You know what I mean? But he's adjusted. He's using his arms. He's being held back. He's going at it, just
How
trying to
that
swat the
motherfucker
ball
ain't
away.
got a holding call all year?
I know. But the fact that a guy that launched a lot has been able to still be dominant with not using that go-to move, like, that's impressive. I mean, I was a little nervous about Amos with the rule changes too. These guys have adjusted great. That takes a lot of discipline, a lot of practice, and Vic's bringing that, man. Like, it's really impressive how well they've done with the rule changes and just how dominant they are anyway.
There has also been a focus taken away from that too, where some of the calls, I mean, I've heard that on press releases and things like that, but still, we're not doing anything egregious, you know? We're not
Agreed.
doing anything that's, you know, that comes from discipline and just being there.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. So let's move on here. We talk about Jared Goff, man. Goff just did not look comfortable at all, boys. 20 of 44, 180 yards, 4 picks gains, man. Dude, what was up with Goff, man? He just did not look comfortable, bro.
He looked amazing to me. He looked perfect. I love it. That is exactly how I expect a quarterback to look when we play him. And so I'm glad he didn't let me down. But no, man, it was beautiful to see. You see what happens when you get pressure from all gaps. When you get pressure from all gaps, and we know, because Mitchell went through the same thing, his footwork was off. And when his footwork was off, some of those balls came out wobbly. But forget about that. You got to remember, guys, how far we've come. 3 seasons ago, we had a franchise low in turnovers. And this year alone, we got more turnovers than we took the touchdowns allowed.
Yeah, man.
And so that's incredible. And so, but the fact is that we're actually getting turnovers. Remember, that was the one thing Fuller had to really work on. Until this past season, these last 2 seasons, he's finally put it together and he's getting those picks. And so, for us to actually to get those picks and convert them and trying to score, man, it's phenomenal to watch. But but that's what happens when the quarterback, no matter what, we saw Breeze go through the same thing with the Cowboys. When you get pressure in all gaps, and you have, like, when you have a defense like Diddy and Jerry was saying, moving like a cohesive unit, everybody where they're supposed to be, and that's because of leadership and they trust their coach, and that's coming from Fangio.
Yeah, man, I totally agree with you, dude. You see this team's walking with a swagger again, you know, especially on the defensive side of the ball, boys. Like, that's something we haven't seen in a long time. I mean, you can kind of say they were a little bit last year, you know. I mean, they were a top 10 defense.
You saw glimpses, but if you can never that third down. Guys, do you understand that? I mean, I know I don't want to go too forward. I don't want to let me calm down. Go ahead.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
Go, man. Go.
No, do you guys understand that we were on? It was 15-8, and Mitch threw a pick, and they were on our damn near 30-yard line. And they're like, guys, we still won and that was in the third quarter. Like, the type of defense that we've had to shut down the top 2 guys in their position in the league, bro, on a damn national game, a week after going to New York and get it and coming back not the way we wanted to respond that quickly just by having our leader back. He didn't play so well, but the defense had his back. But guess what? The only damn touchdown scored in the game, our leader stepped up. But I'm going too far. Let me calm down. Go ahead, Diddy.
Well, I'll go for a minute here. I mean, it's really the Mac effect, man. That was the one big piece that was added. And a guy like this with the fire he has, it's infectious, man. Like, he's relentless. You got a guy that's
this earlier too. You know, I'm sorry, I don't mean to jump on you, Diddy.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about pressure up the middle. You know, when we were drafting.
Yeah.
You know, that was a hot topic in the bar room. You know, it's like the best way to fluster a young quarterback who's not that mobile is to put pressure right in his face.
And what better way to do it with a guy that's taking up 3 blockers and freeing people up?
And Eddie Goldman came in
and getting through 3 blockers. Getting through 3 blockers and still have enough energy to put his damn hand out to touch the quarterback's shoulder.
Unbelievable, man. He's unbelievable.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying too. You don't think Eddie Goldman had a? Yeah, that boy came in possessed.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we all.
But this is what we've been waiting for. Look how long Goldman's been with the team. Goldman, he's like the longest tenure fucking lineman with us. He's been. Remember we were dealing with his ankles and stuff. We've invested time in him, and so this is just that return on that investment, and it's paying dividends because he has playmakers on the other side, and something has got to Leonard Floyd because, like you said, we're getting pressure in all phases.
Yo, you look at that move Mac made too, where he full speed. They were gonna chip him with Gurley. He cut back in to force Goff to throw it away. Yo, I mean,
he's a freak, man.
He's a freak. Just unhuman shit, man. Like
he's a freak.
Yeah. And I don't want to hear any of that. We gave up too much. You know what? Our next 2 draft picks,
Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Yeah. Tell me at the Super Bowl party.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me at the fucking Super Bowl party how much we give for Khalil Mack. I've been listening to you. Shut the hell up. It's my language.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's like, no, whatever, dog. Winners win. Fighters fight. Come on now.
Yeah, so
this is Epstein, sustainable success. This is not just about this year, guys. Do you understand how much more dangerous Mitch is going to be next year? He's learning everything on the fly, but I'm going too far right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Mitch just yet.
We'll get to Mitch. Don't you worry. We'll get to Mitch.
Did he?
So we stay with the defense, man. So Jared, 3 sacks. So I feel like 3 sacks I think was enough to frustrate Goff. Clearly, he put the ball up for grabs. We were able to capitalize on it. Did you expect more? Expect not as much? What I thought we had enough pressure on these guys to make Goff nervous.
Well, I can honestly tell you I didn't go in with any expectations because you just in a game that big you just really don't know. You don't know who's going to show up, who's going to show out. One guy not on the same page is enough to throw a whole team off. And when Eddie and Hicks just started eating, it was like, okay. And then Max coming off the edge. Okay. And here comes Leonard Floyd, like you were saying. Beautiful. I mean, it was a beautiful performance by that defense. And anytime you can do that to a team that was averaging almost over 30 points a game, it's pretty insane. And shut them down to 6. Mm-hmm. You're doing some stuff now.
Absolutely. The way they just came out. I want to say, Diddy, you and I were talking, man, and I feel like somebody. I can't remember if it was us, if we were talking to somebody else. If somebody said, I wonder if Fangio, issued a challenge. You if you give up, more than this number of points.
Sean McVay issued the challenge early by not mentioning 91.
There you go. On the money. You're right.
When you don't mention Eddie, Eddie's like, oh yeah, you're gonna feel, you're gonna know my name by the end of the night.
Oh, little Gary Clark Jr. in the house, huh?
Yeah.
And then real quick, and then let me add on to that. What you were talking about with the 3 sacks, guys. You got to remember, I'm gonna count that as 7 sacks because those interceptions, if he didn't throw the ball within a half a second or second, those were gonna be sacks. And so he probably should have took the sack. And so
some pressure.
And so he wanted to get rid of the ball. That we got what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
He should have took the sack.
Yeah.
So we should have had 7.
Yeah. There were opportunities. I mean, I know a hot topic was the non-intentional grounding call. That was another hot topic. I don't know what the officials were thinking. To me, watching from home, and then yesterday this afternoon I rewatched the game back. I mean, it clearly was intentional grounding, and I never heard Nagy say in any of his press conferences if he questioned it and what the response was. Obviously, the only play talked about was when they were trying to try to, get sneaky on 4th and short there. Jared, was it not intentional grounding?
Oh, that was intentional grounding, bigger than shit.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
just,
what I thought.
it was a terrible non-call. And Phil said it on 100 Proof. It's like, I don't even know if that's a missed call. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's maybe I didn't see that call, but that was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that was probably one of the worst calls I've seen in a long time.
Or worse. Well, that and every time Matt gets held, but so
Yeah.
I want to bring this up to you guys too. I just saw this. So here are the top Pro Bowl vote getters at their positions in the NFC, right? So check this out. Obviously, outside linebacker Khalil Mack, cornerback Kyle Fuller, strong safety Adrian Amos, and free safety Eddie Jackson.
Damn.
They're the top vote getters on the defensive side of the ball at their position, boys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like,
say that again. How many? That's awesome.
I know where you're going to go. I know where you're going, Jerry. Go for it.
Yeah, go, Jerry.
Yeah, one egregious guy, one guy not on that list that should be is Akeem Hicks.
Absolutely.
That is not. And you know what?
But it's gonna come. It's super early. It's still early.
That's true, but
it's early. He's not gonna be denied. He's not gonna be denied.
No, I mean that vote. The fan vote only counts for a third of the vote, I believe. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fan voting ended. Yeah.
For Kyle Fuller to be leading and not have Twitter, which he used to have Twitter, but I guess he's since deleted it. But that's amazing. I mean, that is the ultimate sign of respect. Whenever you're leading in votes and you don't have social media where your vote counts there too. So pretty amazing.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that out there before we talked about this. So
it don't matter because we ain't gonna play that motherfucker anyway.
Yeah.
How about that?
Hell yeah. I love where you're going, man. So we go back to this Rams game. I kind of got us off topic there, but we shut down the fucking number one running back in the NFL, fellas. 11 carries, 28 yards, and 2 of those carries were for 8 and 9 yards. So other than those 2 carries, he didn't do shit. Mm-hmm. Diddy, let me kick it over to you, man. Your thoughts on shutting him down?
Just a dominant performance, man. An unbelievable performance to shut a guy like that down. That was one of the guys I was really it's not like a big revelation, but like that was the guy that I was concerned with, and taking him out of the game screws them all up. It all flows off of him. So it was major to key in on him. And Vic, man, he was like, he worked magic. Like really, like he was almost like he knew what they were going to call before they did. Like that's how good this defense played. And you take Gurley out. I mean, that was the key, taking Gurley out.
Yeah,
it exposed Goff. You made Goff beat you with getting pressure on his ass all day. It was huge. It was huge.
Yeah. Gaines, man, you look at Gurley in the pass game. I mean, he had the one catch where he broke away from Floyd, and down the sidelines, pushed out of bounds. But he wasn't really a factor, man, in the pass game, really either. And I said on the show, last week that I wasn't too concerned with the stop and the run. It was him coming out of the backfield in the pass game. And we did a pretty decent job. Floyd tackles him, on that play. We're not really talking about that shit either.
Correct.
So, was it, you saw Mac dropping coverage. You saw Floyd dropping coverage. Was it them dropping in coverage, man, that put a hindrance on that? Or do you think Goff was just too out of his wits?
No, but like Diddy said, I mean, I think the whole thing across the board was straight cohesiveness, period. And then because guys get into their zones. Guys get into their zones and being where they're supposed to be, because that's what we really saw here, guys. We saw guys in film study. But what's really being missed, and I don't want to get off topic, is that in my personal opinion, when I knew that we had the game won, the Rams wide receivers are soft. These guys didn't want to block.
Yeah.
And so even when we got back in zone, and we had to come up and make a hit, damn it, we came up and made the hit. And I was like, oh shit, we're gonna win this game. But these guys are soft. These guys don't want contact. And I'm like, oh shit, we actually going to do this is going to happen. So that's what I saw. So guys got back in zone, and it hindered it because when Gurley wanted to, he wanted to catch the ball too. They tried both ways to run through outside D gap and A gap. Didn't work. Then they tried to give him space to catch the ball. Well, guess what? We were there every time. He got freaky a little bit. He got a couple of little, but it was too late. It wasn't enough. He needed to score. He needed to score, and we stopped it from happening because when we came up, guys swarmed to the ball, and that's what championship defenses do.
And Gaines, you know, I don't. I mean, this is a moot point, but you look at the fantasy aspect of that too, bro. Like, there were guys that were banking on Goff and Gurley and Cooks having big weeks, man, to move on in their fantasy leagues, and it hurt them, man, like huge.
That's what they get. That's what they get. Why would you play Jared Goff against the Bears? That's the dumbest damn thing you could do. That's the dumbest thing you could do. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is not the Chicago Bears from 3-4 years ago, guys. What the hell are you talking about? You're gonna start your damn quarterback against the number one defense in the league that has more turnovers than touchdowns allowed? Then you deserve to get your ass kicked. Excuse my language. I don't mean to curse.
Nah, man. We've got that show. We can say whatever the fuck we want. Diddy, man, what do you think, man? Like, in any of your fantasy leagues, did you have either of those guys? You going against them or?
Nah, I'm not like hardcore into fantasy. I appreciate it. I do play. But I wouldn't have put I wouldn't have put Goff against the Bears defense. I mean, I did. I mean, I did predict the Rams to pull this off, but I did. I'm not. Hey, I'll own it. Me and 75%.
I'm waiting for your.
Dude, I didn't. No, who expected this? Who expected our defense? I mean, we know we have the talent. We've talked about it all year, but it's always been like, okay, we'll play for 3 quarters and then lighten up. We've never had. This is the most complete game I've seen from our defense, and I didn't think it would come against the best offense in the league. It did.
Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah.
You know, we're all talking about it, like first 1 to 30 pretty much wins, and.
Oh yeah, we thought this was going to be a shootout. Well, not all of us, but we thought it was going to be a higher scoring game.
Yeah, Double A was the only one I think that said that it would be a low scoring game. I was like, that shocked me, but kudos to Double A.
Right,
yeah, man.
Yeah, you don't expect a defensive battle with that high powered of an offense. I thought there would definitely be more points on the board. Back to the whole fantasy thing. No, I didn't. I probably wouldn't have started Goff against the Bears defense.
Yeah, and I mean, Gurley to me is a must start. Jerry, who did you have, man?
Oh, I had Cooks in one league.
Oh,
and that was okay. I won in spite. You know, I moved on in the playoffs in both of my pay leagues, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, I went against Gurley. I went against Gurley, but oh man, and you guys, everybody's gonna kill me for this, but for the first time all year, I benched Jordan Howard. And I lost by 10 points, which Howard would have gave me 13. Yeah. So shame on me, Jordan, man. You're still my boy. I appreciate you, and I feel bad that I did that, but
keep him on the bench, bro.
You know.
You know what I mean?
I'm out now, so at this point it don't matter. But
I'm just saying, if that's what's doing it, keep him on the bench. Let him keep producing.
Yeah, no kidding. If that's the case, if it was as perfect as that scenario, then if I had won, his ass would still be on the bench because I would totally go with that. So.
Definitely. Badge, I want to kick a question to you, bro.
Yeah.
Getting on the offensive side yet, or we're going to still?
Yeah, let's kick it over to the offensive side. I think cover the defense, man, so kick it over, man.
I'm going to kick it to you about, I just want to know your opinion on how our running backs did, man. Howard had 100 yards and 19 carries. Cohen had 69 yards and 9 carries. So what was your take on how we finally got that running game going to this degree?
Dude, it was told the offensive line did what they needed to do. You know, I mean, yeah, Howard had a couple of big chunks up the middle, and then he had the big the big on, what was it, 1st and 15, where he broke off an 18-yard run that was more of a run to the outside. But the offensive line did enough, man. I mean, we talked about it on the show last week. We didn't know what we were going to get from Witzman. Leno against the Giants was a little rough. Massey, we're unsure of. It's been Whitehair and Daniels, and these guys really showed up and showed out to really help this team win this game. Yeah, it was the defense that really, really put the number on the Rams, but this offensive running game did enough, man, to move us down the field and give us a chance to put some points on the board. And, we had a couple Parkey field goals. We had the big boys in, and I think this run game, to see that at this point, it gets me excited, man, because I want to see this as we continue to go on throughout the season. I mean, it's going to get colder. There's going to be snow. And this is what you need is a run game when that time comes, man. So, I was pumped for it, man. What did you think, bro? Like, we talked about the run game a lot last week, man. I know me and you personally. What'd you think, dude?
I thought it was great to see Jordan finally getting that 100-yard game. I've been wanting to see a balance from just have a nice balanced run and pass attack, and it's like we can't put it all together in the same game. You know what I mean? So hopefully this Sunday that's going to happen. We've proved we can run. We've proved we can pass. Let's do it at the same freaking time. You know what I mean? Like be dominant on both at both things. And so I'm hoping that happens. It was good to see that we can get the run game going to just like this. I mean, we were all frustrated. It's like, come on, Jordan.
Yep.
How many weeks have we said this is going to be the week Jordan has a big game?
Every year.
Like, you know what I mean? And they went away from it in MetLife. He would have had that game. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
absolutely, dude.
And it was good to see, man, because dude, Jordan, he hasn't said anything negative. You know what I mean? These guys have egos, and it's just what Nagy's built here. They're all. It's all about the team. But I mean, it was just good to see him be able to shine. And
I just wish he would have scored. I wish he would have scored. I wish he would have finished that one run when they was that one last DB. I'm like, Jordan, stiff arm the shit out of him one more time. Just fucking score, man. Like,
I will say, Diddy, though, I think you hit the nail on the head that he does go down a little easier, man. I've kind of been paying attention to that, bro. And you do kind of see it a little bit, But Jared,
what an adjustment by our coaches.
Yeah,
we ran the stretch plays instead of running it out of a traditional one set, under center. We basically ran it out of shotgun, and the stretch play's been there. Give credit where credit's due. Our offensive line was fantastic.
Yes.
Aaron Donald got hit by everybody, not just one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, Michael Burton made a block. I went immediately,
block too, man.
And it was good.
Yeah,
I was like, "Are you shitting me right now? This is what we can do when we're vested and when our mind's right." I'm telling you, Green Bay don't know what's coming, but we do.
Yeah,
that's 20. Yeah. Tell them. Tell them, Jerry. Tell them, Jerry.
The last thing I would say on the run game, well, actually, this wasn't even part of the run game. I liked the way I liked the way he started off the game, and then I was kind of like, what? He came out under center with Howard in a single back set. And, I mean, they ran play action on the first play of the game, but I liked the formation. I liked the idea, and I was kind of hoping to see them use that a little bit more. But at the same time, what they did was effective enough, man, So I was definitely very happy with the run game, and I want to see that continue. And, we'll kick it over to Diddy here, man. Yo, I got to ask about Mitch, bro.
Yeah.
16 of 30, 110 yards, a touchdown. Obviously we talked about his footwork a little earlier. There were times he didn't look comfortable. I'm sure it probably was rust. Could it have been the shoulder injury? What do you think, man?
I was a little concerned about him in this game, just from the fact it seems like he did have a few weeks off there with the injury. It's a momentum thing with him. You know what I mean? Like you have to stack. with a young quarterback sometimes to stack games. You know what I mean? And I just thought he might be a little rusty. I don't know. I'm not getting into any conspiracies or anything, but the shoulder may still be recovering. I'm not trying to make excuses for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? The footwork's on him. It's frustrating for me because I'm trying to get out of that old mindset as a Chicago Bears fan. I'm tired of being a quarterback short. And Mitch, I'm not saying Mitch, we're still a quarterback short. We're all we need him to do right now is just be consistent. Do you know what I mean? We don't need him to be a top 10 quarterback necessarily, which I expect out of him being where he was drafted. You know what I mean? Eventually, I think the further he gets along with this offense, the more comfortable he's going to get, the more he'll start looking at more reads. And but it's tough for me because we're almost 10-4 here. And the one thing that hasn't been super consistent is the quarterback play. So it's just like I'm trying to get myself out of here. We go again, Chicago Bears. We need that. We just need him to be consistent. We just need him to be a game manager and not make big mistakes. Luckily, these mistakes didn't hurt us that bad in this game, but there's going to come a time where it's going to. And we know he has the potential. That's not a question. And I know he's young, and I know I need to be patient, but it's hard to be patient when you're about to lock down the division. And now you're thinking playoffs. That wasn't something I personally thought was a reality in the beginning of the season, especially that first game. I was like, oh, okay, we're going to be competitive, but it's going to be, we might not. This might not be the year yet, and that's cool. That's but here we are, and we're going to need some decent quarterback play in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I just want him to be consistent, and I think he has the potential, man. There's no question. I mean, he's had games where I'm like, oh, whoa, we're good. This kid's the truth. You know what I mean? So I think he's going to come along fine. I wish it was quicker as a fan. You know what I mean? Yep. I understand it though. So I'm trying to be patient, but at the same time, like I just want him to start breaking out. I think we all do. Like just have 3 dominant games. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like so we're just real confident going into the playoffs.
Gaines, I throw this over to you, man, because listening to Diddy, man, I'm sitting here thinking, we've been down this road before. We've been down this road. 2006, man, we had Rex Grossman, and you think back on that, it's like, if we had played Kyle Orton, man, it would have been a different, might have been a different outcome. You see Mitch last week, you look at his body of work over the course of this season, and it's like, I know he can be a good quarterback, but that thought's still in the back of your mind, man, like, shit. Is he going to do enough to help this team, man? What do you think?
He's going to be a fucking amazing quarterback. He's going to be a great quarterback for Chicago Bears. That's what I believe. I don't need to see it on TV to believe what's going to happen, because I watch with what he's done in his short term in college and what he's done so far. He's harder on himself than we are on him.
Yeah.
And then what we've had before is quarterbacks who didn't even care.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
We got quarterbacks that used to close their fucking eyes. We got quarterbacks that used to close their fucking eyes and throw the damn football. We got quarterbacks that be like, whatever, I threw a pick, whatever. We got a quarterback who actually cares about being a teammate. We got quarterbacks who takes his own accountability. I believe in Mitch, man. I said a plenty of things in the past, but if I'm riding or dying with Mitch, because I see a fighter. In that whole draft, Ryan Pace, he drafted fighters. People that were overlooked. Mitch didn't start until his damn junior year.
Yeah, man.
The guy that was starting in front of him was not even in the damn NFL.
Yeah, he had 13 starts, man, in college. So, this is, to me, I look at this too, man, like, you've got all these fucking experts, man, that sit there and, he had 13 college starts. Look at the offense he was in last year. I heard it today. I heard it today. Somebody say, man, Alex Smith, it took him 5 years to learn this offense. We're not even a full goddamn year into this offense, man. Like, we're not even a full season.
And he's learning on the fly. He's learning on the fly.
No doubt. I think
He's learning on the fly. He's learning on the fly and not just sitting on the sideline. That's why I thought these 2 games that he was out was the most mentally stimulating thing he ever could have gotten, because he finally got the experience with Mahomes. But Mahomes got the experience for a full year.
Oh yeah, and I'm not trying to be super negative on the kid. I expect him to be our franchise. Yeah, I expect him to be our franchise the franchise. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying because of how accelerated and competitive we are. Like I just want the process to speed up. And as a fan,
what did Nagy say? It took. Sorry, man. Go ahead, finish your statement.
No. Yeah, I get it's going to take a long time. I get that Nagy's running down a watered down version of what he potentially will what he will run once Mitch grasps it all. You know, so he gets a hall pass, and he's great with the PR. So that helps him a lot. And the way the defense is playing is kind of keeping the focus off of some of the bad things that are happening. So he's actually in a perfect situation. You know what I mean? To make these mistakes and correct them.
Yeah. Yep. I don't think you said anything dude, that you know wasn't legit, man. I just think, you know, that the you know that we know this is going to take time, but the fact that we're here, it's kind of like shit. You know, I wanted to get it in. You know, like we need it now, kind of a thing. You know, Jared, go ahead, man, and finish what you were going to say.
That basically, you know, what did Nagy say? He said it took Alex Smith 5 to 6 years for him to finally figure out the footwork aspect of the quarterback position. And we're putting him on that accelerated plan. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, dude. Defense is here. We got to go. You know, so expectations. Maybe we have too high of expectations, but the time is now to strike.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the hard part. You know, I think, you know, obviously I didn't join the show, guys, till, you know, week 2, but I myself talking to some buddies, you know, I thought the team would be 11-5, you know, somewhere along those lines. You know, maybe I said 10-6. I really felt we could be very good, you know, and you know, I didn't see the 8-8. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like I figured somewhere 10-6, 11-5, but to see us where we are right now, you know, each of these games we have left, man, very winnable games, man. We could be sitting here at 12-4, fellas.
Yes,
like,
man. Yes.
Like with a fucking first round bye or some shit.
That's even better than AA's prediction. And speaking of AA,
yeah, what up, AA, man?
Perfect timing.
What's going on, boys?
What's up, brother?
Party, man.
What's up, man?
We're talking about Mitch, man. Talking about his performance last week, bro, and talking. We were just talking, you know, a little bit about this season and what we expected as far as, you know, Mitch and the record. And you know, we were just talking about, I think you had him do it at 11-5 or 12-4.
Yeah, I was out there on some wild notion that they would be 11-5. I just didn't buy the hype on the rest of the division, and I liked the acquisitions that they made, and that was before they got Khalil Mack, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not to toot my own horn, but to toot it, because I thought the defense was good, and you know, I thought they made the right hire with Nagy, and I really thought that you know, they made the right acquisitions with you know, Gabriel and Allen Robinson and Trey Burton, and you know, I was kind of drinking the Kool-Aid on the whole Rams blueprint of you know, and I think largely that's come to pass. I mean, you know, I don't really. I think that it's definitely been a different road, and I think Khalil Mack getting here and being here has certainly changed a lot of things. But you know, it's different.
Absolutely, man. What did you think of Mitch? You know, Sunday night, man. Like, you know, we talked about it. He was 16-30, 110 yards and a touchdown. You know, was it? You know, obviously the footwork was an issue. Rust, injury. You know, AA. Do you think either one of those? You just think he was, you know, just coming back? He was just too amped up, man.
I think it was a cocktail of everything. I think he's a perfectionist. I think he wants to please everybody so much. Like, I think this kid cares so much about this game and about this team, and I think he is, you know, he more than I think most people realize, you know, he feels the responsibility of his position. And
what did I just say? What did I just say?
You know,
get it, hey.
I'm just saying, man. I mean,
exactly,
the kid,
baby.
and I think
Get
it's,
it, man.
I think to some degree it's a hindrance because he doesn't have that kind of like gunslinger mentality. Like I've heard people call him a gunslinger, and it's like, no,
Yeah.
This dude cares. He cares too much. He sometimes. I mean, I don't want to say he cares too much, but you know what I mean. Like he feels the failure. He internalizes it, and I think he's done a really good job of bouncing back when he makes mistakes. But I know for a fact that it kills him that the defense keeps having to bail him out.
Yeah,
And
get in there, Gaines.
And that was amazing, guys. And how awesome is that? The duplication that AA hit on a couple of points that we were just talking about before he came on. But the fact that he cares. But for me, I feel like that's the mark of a champion. Because when he's that hard on himself, I know he wants to do better. I know, and I feel that. Because what A just said, he's so right. People don't understand that this dude really gives a shit. Excuse me, he really does care about making mistakes. So he is going to go in there. But the thing is, I feel like he's smart enough to get the job done. And he has the best coach. He has the best position. Like you were just saying, like you guys were just saying, he's in the best position to learn. If he was going through all this with John Fox and the other staff, we'll be screwed. But for the fact that he wants to be a perfectionist, well, guess what? We have a coach that wants to do the same damn thing. And so when you have all these other assets around you that can make we don't need him to be Brady in his prime, guys.
Hell no.
Look at Carson Wentz right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at Carson Wentz right now.
And then I
we
also
don't need him. We don't need him. We don't need because the original question was Badge was asking was will he be the franchise quarterback that we all think and hope that he will be? And I was saying I absolutely unequivocally think that yes, he will be, because I feel like he is an ongoing intuitive equation, just like this offense. And I feel like he's strong enough, and I feel like he is selfless enough to admit when he needs help. And I feel like there's such a bond on this team that they can feed off each other's energy to pick each other up. And that's what we're seeing, because look at the defense, guys. We were just talking about our defense 5 weeks ago about the motherfuckers showing up being lazy, missing tackles. They were just missing tackles 5 weeks ago, guys. Remember?
Yeah.
They bounced back, guys. This is the difference of a playoff team. We are learning on the fly at an accelerated rate, and it's amazing. But that's what happens when you have good leadership and position.
And I'm not looking for Brady in his prime. I'll take a young Brady right now, though.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Just put us in position to win,
yet,
bro.
The one thing we haven't talked about yet, he's a dual threat, ladies and gentlemen. A dual threat. Top 2 running quarterback. He's leading the league, guys. And so he's running. He didn't have the best game passing, but he made do. His legs won us the game. Those were crucial first downs that could have been sacks for losses.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Mitch has a positive attitude, though. But honestly, I mean, in the history of our team, like, what quarterback's been put in a better position? You've got an offensive coach. You've got weapons. I just think that this might be.
You got to remember, Watson. What do you think, Watson? They were sucking Watson's tip when he went down into Houston, joining the playoff team and shit already. Don't get me fucking started.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just saying quarterbacks of our past.
But I'm just saying, but the Texans was already picked. There was already a playoff team without Watson.
Right. I'm just saying some quarterbacks from our past were kind of put in some shitty predicaments. You know what I mean? Like I think Mitch has a pretty good situation here. I think he knows
absolutely. You know? And he appreciates it. He appreciates it more than anything.
Oh, absolutely. I like the kid, man. I think he's everything you want PR wise in a franchise quarterback. Absolutely, and he does care. You know he cares, and like I'm just gonna try to be patient.
Jump in there, Jerry. What are you saying, man?
So you can definitely tell in his press conference that he cares. You know, he looked like somebody beat his dog, and we just whipped the Chargers, Rams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it, man.
His demeanor.
I gotta bring
the reason. He does not want to be the excuse why.
Yeah, I gotta bring this up, fellas. In his press conference this week, so he apparently used to be called Favre back in high school, man. Did you guys hear that this week, man? Where So I think it was Hogue that brought it up, and he's like, "Nah, no. I'm a Chicago Bears quarterback now. Don't call me that, man. I don't care about that, man. That's from high school. That's old." He, there's another thing he talked about. I don't care what happened in the past. We're here now. Nagy said the same thing. The coaching staff has these guys on point, man. Did he, Nagy, it seems like the longer the season goes on, a couple after that Giants game, I was questioning Nagy, like, what the hell? Now it seems like these guys are really in sync, man. What do you think of that, man?
I think for me, like the one person I just won't complain. I'm not going to complain about Nagy right now. I mean, look at the culture he's setting here. You know what I mean? Like I think he's a little handcuffed right now too in his play calling. He's trying to coach to his talent right now because Mitch has this offense is complex and it's going to take a long time to learn. So I think he's just trying to get the most out of the situation right now. I personally think Nagy's great. I love what he's bringing. I really like their mindset going into this game. It's not the fans' mindset. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
We want blood. We have a history. We have a memory. Nagy is coming in fresh, and what happened before him is not his problem. So I do like the mindset of the team coming into this. I love that Mitch shot that down too. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm a Bear, man. Don't bother me with that crap.
Well, and I think too, he doesn't want to be seen that way. Like, I don't think, because I think that Favre was seen as the ultimate gamer, was seen as the ultimate gunslinger, and all that. But he was also seen as a guy who would just kind of run his own program. You know what I mean? It was Favre's backlot football, and so I think he doesn't want to be seen that way. But at the end of the day, I think what everybody has to remember is that we are ahead of schedule. Like, we are ahead of schedule at the end of the day. And,
Absolutely, bro.
And the thing is, even though we're so starved. I mean, it's like Bears fans have been living in a cage in the basement being fed rocks. Now all of a sudden there's steak out there, and we're like, oh, fucking a steak. Like, let us get a steak. Don't take the steak away from us. But at the end of the day, it's like I don't think anybody else is really thinking about that. I think the Khalil Mack thing kind of sped things up. But I mean, this whole year has been about developing Mitch, getting this offense installed the right way, and getting all these pieces to work together to where, because all these assholes watch Mahomes and all they think about is, why don't we have Mahomes? And I watch Mahomes and I go, that is a glimpse of the future for Mitch. Not to the I don't think Mitch is as raw talented as Mahomes. I'm not gonna sit here and say that, but the way that Mahomes just throws the ball where he wants, and because he has supreme trust in his receivers to be there, is something that Mitch can definitely aspire to, and I do believe he has the arm talent and the ability to do. I still think that he probably is going to have to figure out how to run less, at the end of the day. But right now, that's a weapon for us, and it's a weapon for him. So go ahead. But I mean, I just think we're ahead of schedule. I mean, anybody that finds reasons to be salty about being 9-4 with a chance to clinch the division in week 14. I mean, you're just a sad person. Like,
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like if you can't enjoy this season and you're finding reasons to be upset, I just feel bad for you, man.
Yeah,
like,
you're something mad about in life. There's something else you're mad about.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. This has been an awesome season.
Yeah. You look at 2 weeks ago, right? We're all Gaines, Diddy, myself, Bobby, Phil. We're all at the Giants game. Sandy, Tom, we're all at the Heidi was there. We're all at the Giants game, and we watch what transpires there, and we're walking out of there thinking, shit, man, what just happened? Like, fuck, what is this gonna do? Are we gonna lay down now? Like, is this really gonna? I know I was like, shit, for a majority of the week, I was like, man, I don't know what we can do against this Rams team, man. And then as the week went on, I watched a little bit of tape and whatnot, and I was nervous for the O-line. I was nervous for the run game. Aaron Donald had me nervous. But then as the week wore on, I was like, nah, man, there's something different about this team. There's something different about this organization now. And as Sunday night approached, man, even Sunday morning, man, when we're doing the show, I was like, I just think it's going to be different. Like, this is a different time, it's a new, fresh era in Chicago Bears football.
Dude, that crowd.
Yeah,
that crowd
man.
was insane. I was just like, it was, if you didn't smile as a Bears fan listening to how loud that crowd was, I don't know. That's the best football crack you could get, knowing that we are kicking their ass and our fans are so loud. And it's just like, how long have we waited for this at Soldier Field? So long.
Oh my gosh, man. I can, I haven't been there this year. I know Phil was there for the Tampa game.
I was
Jerry,
there.
you were there for the Lions game, right?
The Lions game, but that game was kind of in hand. And honestly,
yeah.
What happened is Cody Parkey kicked the air out of that stadium.
Yeah.
Well, even being in MetLife, man, the Bears fans were wild,
Road
man.
dogs.
Yo, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never had a bad time on the road at a Bears game.
No,
Ever.
Buffalo too. Same way.
Yeah,
Badge,
Buffalo too. Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, and that was the cool part. But I know, so I went to Soldier last year, right? My daughter and I, the home opener, Falcons, and they had a chance. They were in that game, man. Glennon puts that fucking ball in front of Howard, and we're knocking off the Super Bowl runner-up fucking from the year before. And it didn't happen. But fucking nobody that whole game, it just seemed like people were just there. I mean, I can't tell you how many people, in my section alone, shit. I mean, I watched one guy drink 30 beers. He was just there to drink. It's like, fucking, hey, man, sit at home, bro. Like, you just spent $400. Like, it was baffling. So to see that change Sunday night, and now knowing so many people from the bar room are going to be there, I just feel like they got to bring it again on Sunday, man. The PA announcer was lit, like, I'm amped up for it, boys.
I mean, guys, one thing we talked about Howard, but dog, we got to talk about, Harry Hinston, man. I mean, dog, what he did, what our offensive line did. We talked about a little bit about Jerry. You was talking about like, and that one guy was on Donald. But you saw what the Rams did to the Packers. You saw what Donald did. I mean, even though Mitch got sacked, Aaron Donald was not a name you heard that night. You didn't hear his name, and that was Josh, man. And that was amazing. James, man, that was just amazing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, like this is really happening. Like right here, right now. Because you got to remember, this is the team that went toe-to-toe with the Saints.
Yep.
This is the team that was like, we're stumping with them. Are you scared of any team in the NFC? Because I'm not. I'm not. Because you know why? Because it's not just about our front seven. Like the Rams got a decent front. But we got one of the best secondaries in the NFC, guys.
Yeah, man.
They treat each other.
And here's the thing, too, that I thought was interesting about that game is that I think Jared Goff got exposed for being super dependent on McVay in the headset. And you saw that it was like everybody said, well, what do they do against the Bears? They should go quick game. They can't go quick game because McVay cannot read. He couldn't read the Bears defense. Goff couldn't read the Bears defense.
Right.
He was depending on every second of McVay being in his ear, trying to tell him what was coming. And even McVay said, I put him in some bad situations. But I mean, he got exposed. And that is not happening, at least from what I've seen with Mitch. That's not what Nagy and Mitch are doing. I mean, they're definitely talking, don't get me wrong. But I feel like Nagy is empowering Mitch sooner, and he will be further along. I mean, Goff got exposed.
Yeah, dude, I agree, man.
And
That's why this shit is oh my God.
You know, and there's that age old thing with, you know, the Mike Tyson thing. Everybody has a plan till you get punched in the mouth. Well, if it's cold and you get punched in the mouth, I mean,
and everybody's the fucking best. Everybody's the
real
fucking
quick.
best. Play the Bears. Everybody's the best at what they fucking do until they come see us. And then when the shit is on, but can we be consistent? Can we be consistent? Are we going to do that the rest of the season? Are we going to finish this? Are we going to finish this out? Is this? Or have we arrived yet? And that's what we're going to find. And that's what we hope to find out on Sunday. And win the game that we're supposed to win. Win the game we're supposed to win.
And I think our O-line answered a lot of questions. I mean, holding down Aaron Donald, getting the run game going. I thought they did a really good job.
And Massey did too.
Yeah, and I think and I also think that Mitch was trying to help the O-line out by releasing the ball too quick, and that's why he got in a little trouble. Like he was really trying to get that ball out of there fast. Yep. You know what I mean? And I think that was some of the problem too.
That pick at right before halftime was atrocious.
Yeah, it was freaking brutal.
I was like, what in the hell is he?
I think he was just rushing. He knew
he got it over and under.
Yeah, but the best help for your O-line against a guy like that is trying to get that ball out real fast. You know what I mean?
But guys, and I don't mean to cut you off, Diddy. If I did, sorry, guys. But aren't you guys excited about that? Because think about it. Mitch can fix all his problems. Goff's problem was he was playing a Bears defense. Mitch's problems are fixable.
Yes.
Mitch is not going to go against the Bears defense in the playoffs. They got to deal with us. Mitch is going to get all this worked out at Hallis Hall. So this is why this shit is, and we still won the game.
Yeah.
We still won the game.
Hell
and
man.
That is exciting, guys.
Absolutely, man.
Ooh, I thought that game kind of hung in.
Oh my gosh, man!
I think if they make that field goal,
this is going to be scary, bro. I'm just seeing it happening, man. Wow.
I think if the Rams make that field goal, I think it gets a little more uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I definitely.
I was like, God, can somebody? Phil brought it up on 100 Proof again. He's like, can somebody miss a field goal? I was like, hit the post, just hit the post.
Yep.
And that motherfucker. Right on cue. I was like, yeah.
Yep.
I'm screaming in the living room. It's like, it's great.
Yeah. So let's move on from Mitch, fellas. Great conversation, man. I feel like this is something we would talk about, when we're doing these chats during the day and shit. But moving on, man. I want to talk about the touchdown pass from Mitch to Bradley Soul. Fucking 10 linemen. The big boys line up. They bring in fucking Akeem as the single back. You had Bullard and fucking Roy Robertson Harris out there in front, and then you get Soul that lines up at tight end. Some other folks would say right tackle, but we won't get into that on this show. It's already been picked out enough. But, Games, man, what you think of the big boys, man, coming on the field, the big fella reaching up, pulling that fucking ball down, man, and doing a little celebratory pony dance?
It was awesome. And I think that one thing that played in our favor is that they all declared eligible at the same time. And I think that was really, really cool. A good play, a wonderful play design by Coach. But, man, looking at it, man, that was a hard throw and even a harder catch because you saw the DB try to knock it out as soon as he caught it. And that's a lineman. They don't touch the ball that often. I was impressed, man. But even by Mitch, as bad as the game as it was going, that was not as open as it was because he was like the only guy like going back there. It was very, very impressive. A trick play, but it wasn't 100% like NFL open for a big man. And for him to hold on to it with confidence, that was great.
Hell yeah, man. Jared, what'd you think of the pony dance, bro?
That he's got moves like Jaeger.
Hell yeah, man.
That's the lineman's dream. You get across there, and you know what? Credit to the play design. Because it's not just him in the route. Look behind him. Roy Rob's running the back line of that end zone.
Absolutely.
You got to have faith.
They said it was the heaviest play ever, the most amount of human weight that has ever been lined up. I don't know who the hell figures that stuff out, but they got stat nerds for everything, and they said it was like 3,300 pounds of man on that field, and it's like, how do you not? I mean, like, how do you not think that they're gonna run it up the middle when that many dudes? I mean, that's like unstoppable.
That was.
I mean, they could have handed it to any one of those dudes, and he was getting in the end zone.
Well, yeah, they barely pushed each other.
But then passing it is almost unfair. Like it's almost like, come on, man! Like, you're really gonna make us get in that pile with these animals, these rhinoceros, and then you're gonna throw it? Oh, that's salty. I mean, that is like that, but what's sick is that Nagy gets all these dudes involved. Like, he has everybody on that roster thinking, if I could get a touchdown, you know what I mean? Like, and he has them just all involved, and everybody's pulling for everybody, and like, I mean, that's just not been the case on this team as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
I mean, Trestman talked a lot of shit about how he was going to do that and his toolbox of concepts and all that, blah, blah, blah. But it was, it didn't work. And I mean, I think it's a credit to the kind of guys that Pace has brought in. And it's a credit to what Nagy has been able to do with them, and then it's also a credit to, the way the coaching staff, has worked together. And at the end of the day, when you're winning, everybody's hyped. Everybody's ready to practice. Everybody's ready to get on the field. Everybody's diving for loose balls. Everybody's, I mean, look at Odell Beckham Jr. is about to miss another game with a quad injury. Like, that's a business decision. Everybody on this team's like, let me get in there. Let me fight. Let me fight for my brothers. Let me get dirty, get bloody. And that's what's cool about it. And the thing is, you really don't feel like they're ever out of a game, and you really don't ever feel like there's a game they can't win, which is just a crazy feeling as a Bears fan. Like, it's uncharted waters.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this coach, man, I'm all in on Nagy, man. We finally have our coach. You know what I mean? You could just exactly I just love what he's bringing, man. I love the camaraderie of these guys and everything, man. They're just excited to be here. They're excited to be Chicago Bears. It's just a breath of fresh air in Chicago, man.
By the same token, we wanted to kill him whenever he had Soul and Broniker running routes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember? So it's great because it worked. If it doesn't work, we're killing him.
Yeah.
Well, winning is the best deodorant of all time. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. If he was losing, I'm sure the Wolves would be out and they'd be questioning. I mean, how much has he been questioned even though we're winning? I mean, the guy has, everybody in their monkey saying that they could call the plays better than him. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if we were losing, I mean, there'd be blood in the water. But at the end of the day, we're not, and and that's because he's doing his thing.
Did y'all catch the press release today?
About Eddie Jackson?
No, not that one. AP named Matt Nagy the coach of the year.
Oh, no kidding! How about that?
See?
Breaking news, Bears Barroom, breaking news.
It was I read it on Twitter. Twitter is like gospel, so if it was a blue check mark, it's got to be true.
I mean, it's got to be between him and the coach, between the Colts and the Bears. When you take a team from worst to first, or one of them, that's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah. So let's wrap this offense up as far as from the Rams game. The last thing, man, Diddy, I'll throw it over to you. The O-line, I know we touched on it a little bit, but, man, I thought they freaking played phenomenal. Aaron Donald was a non-factor. They did a great job passing him around, chipping him. Howard was hitting him. Cohen was hitting him. You saw Cohen take on freaking Fowler and lay him a stick to him, too. What'd you think of the O-line, Diddy?
I thought they stepped up, and they played a great game, man. I think they did. I didn't like study the coaches film this week. But I think they did a great job. I mean, I rewatched the game and they kept Mitch fairly clean. I think you know what I mean. They have all year though. The passing, but they got the run game. They got the run blocking going, and I think that it was probably one of the more complete games I've seen from our O-line.
We had
defense,
194 yards rushing. I mean,
yeah,
that's crazy. Number
it
one,
is.
Jordan Howard went over 100, and they had almost 200 yards rushing. I mean, that's the proof is in the pudding. Yo, that shit is. I just went on Twitter. That shit is real. He won the damn Coach of the Year. That made me choked up. I went on Twitter.
Shit.
Yes,
Told you.
that shit is real. The AP, CBS Sports. I mean, it's like that. I went on there and I seriously got like choked up. I was like, oh, like that's cool.
Dude,
Like,
that's awesome.
Hell yeah,
man.
That's cool. We're winning this game on Sunday. It's gonna be bananas, bro. It's gonna be bonkers.
Hell yeah. Well,
I feel like
I
feel like it's a powder cake
yeah.
in the city.
Yeah. I feel like we've talked enough about this Rams game, boys. I think it's time to move on and get into this game coming up. And these Packers last week, man, nice little victory over the Falcons. I know I said last week that I thought the Packers were in disarray. I expected them to come out and lay an egg against the Falcons, but man, the Falcons are shit, man. They're in disarray. We'll kick things off with the Packers offense. Diddy, man, Rodgers was 21 of 36 for 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. His completion numbers are, I think, a little bit different than last year. He seemed to be completing a higher percentage of passes last year. Do you think it's him struggling? Do you think it's the knee injury? Or do you think it's a lack of weapons? I mean, he got Cobb back last week, but he hadn't had him for a little bit. What do you think, man?
I think he's setting the record for throwaways. I think I've heard this all before. He's struggling. He has lack of weapons. He comes in and teabags us. So we've been here before. Rodgers is struggling.
Yeah.
Rodgers, and then he comes in and it's like, why you got to have a Hall of Fame moment against us every damn time? Like, it's up to us to shut him down, regardless of how he's played before. You know what I mean? We need to go out there. We need to play like we did against the Rams.
Yeah.
We need to go out there. We need to own it. We've learned before. We cannot take our foot off the pedal, man. We got to keep it floored. You can't let him sneak back in. And like I said, this last performance, I never look at that with Rodgers. We have to go into this game and shut him down.
You think back to week 1, man. Would we even be having this conversation at this point? If you look at it from this standpoint, if we had beat them week 1, we already got the division locked up.
Exactly.
Like.
But that's why that loss was good for us. Maybe we had to spin that around to a silver lining that maybe we wasn't ready yet. And we got to remember, Khalil Mack and them dudes was on a snap count.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? Now we're about to unleash the damn dogs and tear this motherfucker up. Are we moving on? We on the Packers now?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we're on the Packers now.
We're on the Packers.
Yo, Gaines, hit it, Bo.
Yeah, it's just time to unleash the dogs. Let the dogs go. This dude this is it. Dog, 2 damn decades of these damn dudes. Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. This is it. Let's get done with this dude so we can move on. And this is our time to run the division. And then I was gonna say this to you earlier, but like this kind of feels like the Cubs. I know this is the football show and everything, but we have arrived early. But we have arrived early because the reason why the clock has moved up on Mitch, because when you have a quarterback on a rookie contract, that's why you can spend big money. And so this is our window. These next 5 years are our window. And what better chance than to kick the damn Packers when they're down, dog, and move the hell on. And now we can unleash Mac. We can unleash Mac everyone in all phases and destroy them on all facets of the game.
And they're banged up.
Sure.
They're banged up O-line too. I mean, it's setting up for a feast.
Yeah, Balaga's out. One of their guards is out. I mean,
that's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
The one thing that I'm very, very encouraged by is how much the defense, Akeem Hicks and Trevathan and these guys, they don't just want to beat them. They want to destroy him.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
they are really like out for blood on this dude, and that's
That's
exciting.
what's up. That is exciting.
You know, and Roquan, I mean Roquan didn't even get in the game in the first game, and now this dude is a beast. Like,
Right. Damn.
you
Forgot
understand?
about that.
We had
Forgot about that.
Kwiatkowski can barely get on the team for special teams now,
That's
and that
right.
dude was
It
on
was his
that
damn
dude was
fault.
on the field for 70% of the defensive snaps.
I
last
remember
game.
that shit. That was his fault. We lost that game.
Right. I mean, you know, so it's not like, you know, this is not in the
This shit's
bag, and
over.
I don't think anybody's viewing it as in the bag, but this is a different team. It's a different defense that we're playing, and that we have now, and it's a different Soldier Field, and I mean, you know, it now means something to come into Soldier Field for the first time in a long time. And
for this generation, like you guys said, we always want to move on from the '85 Bears, and so this is our era. This is our era, our time. And so, but at the same time, we weren't spoiled by the '80s because that was greatness from before. But we went through the bad years. We've been us right here, guys. You guys were doing this show. You guys were part of this way before me, and so you guys have been putting in the hours. I mean, I've been a damn diehard since birth. There was no other time that I was not a Bear fan. When were you a Bears fan? That's in my damn DNA. And so we have gone through the bad times, and this is what we get to reap. We reap and sow. And so now we get to sit back and watch growth. And as we believe we are ahead of our time, and we get to display and whoop these damn Packers' ass, man. Period.
Do you guys think that we need to throw, you know, do you think we need to throw blitzes at Rodgers, or do you think we can just get him with the front four?
Front four. The front four. We don't blitz that often. We don't blitz that often, but we don't know what we're having a bag. Vic is gonna want to show up because he might feel like he might take that loss more personal than everybody else. Because the motto was the defense let down. We got too passive too early. It was 20-0 at the half. It was 20-0 at the half, and we let this dude come back after being hurt and win the damn game.
When you need three guys to block Mac, man, I mean. We don't exactly. You just need the front four. You know what I mean? Because those guys are gonna get some good looks.
You cannot let him sit back and know that you're just gonna rush 3 and 4. You've got to have it coming from all angles.
Yeah.
And you just can't sit back. I mean, I'd love it if we could, but you gotta hit him and try to fool him sometimes because honestly, Rodgers is just that damn good. I fucking hate him, but he's good.
It's gonna be Trevathan or Roquan Smith because he's gonna try to do that spin shit, or he's gonna try to run up the 8 gap. He's gonna try to run the 8 gap to get away. And so go ahead.
That's the one guy that has played so well yet hasn't had that one wow play yet. Trevathan. I think he's due, and I think it happens. I think it happens today or Sunday.
Do you think
you gotta remember? Go ahead. I mean, he started the season off getting fumbles and shit. Yeah. Trevathan was an animal. He was defensive player of the week one time, if not. And I mean, everybody else just rose to the challenge, but Trevathan, like Roquan, is almost in on every damn tackle.
Let me throw this at you guys. So, do you think Rodgers will come into this nervous? I mean, you know, we heard him. He came back at halftime. You know, blah blah blah. We all know that fucking bullshit, but. Do you think he knows? You think he remembers? Hey, if these guys hit me, I gotta be careful because they can injure me. Do you think that's gonna run through his mind at all? I'll throw that over to you, Diddy.
I'll just say it right now.
Okay.
Fuck him. Sorry.
I think we need to remind him. I think we need to remind him early, and get him rattled. And I want to see us break this single game sack record. I want to see him miserable, having to drag himself off the field.
Yeah, I hate to bring this up from week 1 though. We went into the first game. Remember, they were starting the one of the guards was hurt, and they were starting a no-name guard, and yada yada yada. And Matt got to him and whatnot, but I feel like there was some plays left out there. Hicks got to him once. The dude, I don't, the dude's still playing.
I know what you're thinking.
You know, we talked about it last week. You know, I want to say it was Double A that said, you know, it seems like each week we say this, and each week, you know, but you know, I hate to beat a dead horse, but we're coming off such a high, you know, and shutting down that number one offense. You know, the defense is feeling good. You know, they got guys coming in new. The thing is, they're fresh, you know, and does it make you nervous, Jer?
Fresh meat. They're fresh meat.
Fresh
That's
meat?
all
All
it
right.
is. That's what I'm hoping for. But I totally get the sentiment of what you're putting out there.
So, you know, I hate talking about fucking Rodgers, so I think we've had enough of that shit. We turn it over to their run game, man. Aaron Jones, man. You know, Goon and Tooch have talked about him in fantasy. Feels like week over week gains, man. You too, bro. This dude last week, 17 carries, 78 yards, a touchdown against the Falcons defense that, you know, not great against the run, but you know, they're not too bad. You know, we just shut down Todd Gurley, man. Do you think Jones gives us a problem, Gaines?
I mean, I mean, respectfully, even though he's a punk ass Packer, as a football fan, I would never underestimate an opponent, and so I expect them to bring their best. And so, but should we be worried about him? We're gonna do our damn job and destroy his ass. Just plain and simple. He's a running back that gets touchdowns, and that's great, and that's what they're supposed to do. But at the same time, he's only had over 100 yards once this season. He's only had over 80 yards twice this season, and so he does his job. He gets about 3 to 4 catches a game, and so he's definitely a dual threat. We have to be on our B's and Q's. Everything that we're talking about, everything we want, that's going off the premises that we're going to dominate like we did last week. And if we did that against an elusive Gurley, it all comes down, and it comes down to the wide receivers blocking. But if we swarm like we swarm, there's no way, because he's going to be the bailout, because Rodgers is not going to want to get hit. So we got to watch for those screens, and we got to watch for that stuff, and we got to make sure we swarm. It comes down to, are we going to miss tackle? Every single damn time, every week, for the last week, every time I see a check down from another team, I'm looking, okay, are we going to tackle? And the guys have been tackling. Roquan Smith has been there, sideline to sideline, and it's been very damn impressive. And Amos and Eddie, the guys have been doing a much better job. So am I worried about him? No. Can he score? Yes, he can, because he's shown it. He scored a touchdown in like the last damn 6 games. And so he can do that in short fields. But he's not that 100-yard rusher that we're going to be worried about. But we just have to do what we got to do.
Well, let's think about what the Packers just did to Atlanta. You know, Rodgers threw for 118 yards, some
196.
really low number. 196. Yeah, whoopty shit. That's nothing for him.
Yeah, no, but I agree.
The running game, you know, he's a force, man. I've got him on my fantasy team, and he's looking at the bench real hard this week.
Todd Gurley's a force too. How'd that work out?
Yeah, it didn't work out too well for him either.
Yep.
Exactly. And you got the offensive line, and you got backup offensive linemen. Shit.
I have, God, you know what we were saying. You know, we've heard this before, though.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
If it doesn't make you feel a little nervous,
I mean, look at the Miami game, boys. Like we talked about it then. We talked, you know, I mean, multiple times we've talked about it. You know, so.
And what have they done? And what have we done since then? And since that game, what has our defense done? I mean, they've made mistakes, but we just saw them put it together.
Yeah.
We just saw our answers. We just saw all of our questions answered in a national game that was flexed. It was flexed for a reason. Because after that day Miami game, we just went through our whole damn division, guys.
I mean, I just look at the fact that I just think we have a lot more talent than they do, and I think we have a far superior coaching staff than we do. I'm sorry, than they do. My bad. Yeah. I think our coaches are that much better, and our talent is that much better. And if we are firing on all cylinders, we're going to blow them out. That it's just a matter of, are we finally going to have a game where everything's clicking?
Right.
Everything. Run game, pass game, defense. You know
Special
what I mean?
Teams.
If we can, that's. What's that?
Do you remember the Urlacher game where Favre threw it to Urlacher and he had
absolutely,
that nice
man.
So I'm really hoping for that moment this
Oh, that would be
week.
dope.
The final nail into that coffin.
So dope.
I'd like like a
probably
35-0 type thing.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what I'm hoping
Rogers
for.
had maybe this. You guys already mentioned this. Rogers has the longest streak now of pass attempts
Without a pick.
Without a pick. So
Yeah.
you know, does that end this week? And a lot of people are saying yes. But I mean,
you're
the
saying
guy.
he's due.
Yeah, I mean, we're due. I mean, you don't think Kyle Fuller wants one?
Absolutely, yeah.
He's more patient against us than other teams too, though. Like he always wants that. Once in a while, he gets in that mode where he wants that home run hit. He short games the hell out. That we need to stop that slant game, man.
Exactly.
He kills Vic. He kills
Yeah, he
Vic's defenses with slants.
Yep.
So
every
we
time.
definitely we need to handle that.
He oh damn! I just lost my train of thought.
I think that the difference this time around is that I think that the interior pressure is going to get home, and I think that their offensive line is so depleted, you know, that they're not going to do anything with regards to that. And I'm not really worried about them running the ball. I mean, the Atlanta Falcons defense is terrible.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you.
and they got to him. I mean, I think you guys saw. I was watching that game, and I put up like they sacked him like 3 times in a row, and I was so excited. Like I was like, "Oh my god, I love watching this guy get hit." Like it makes me so happy to see his head hit the ground, and it makes me so happy to see his helmet twist around and his chin strap go up into his nose. Like I was like, what is wrong with me right now? But my wife was looking at me. She's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, you don't understand. This makes me so happy to see him just getting abused.
Yeah.
Like his head hit the ground, and I replayed it like 15 times. Like I was like, oh yes. And then they didn't win. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And then Matt Ryan did what he does and came on the field and gave him a pick 6.
Yep.
Like I was just like, oh man, the Falcons, man, they Atlanted their way to the loss, like just the way Atlanta teams do. Like I just don't see us doing that. You know what I mean? Like I don't see us doing that. I think we're gonna run the ball. And I think Mitch is going to have a good game, and I think this defense is really wants blood.
Let me ask you this, AA. What do you think? So, Devontae Adams last week, 5 catches, 81 yards a touch. Randall Cobb, 5 catches, 43 yards a touch. You know, Adams and Cobb, man, week 1 were the guys that, you know, in that second half, you know, I mean, they burn us, man. What do we need to do to shut them down? I mean, I think they're going to try to go quick game personally and do what they did to us week 1. Are we manning up all game long? What do we, you expect some soft zone, AA? What do you think, man?
You know, I really don't know. I mean, I really think it depends on what's going on in the game. I mean, I really, if we have the lead, I think, I think Vic trusts Vic trusts himself, you know what I mean? And he trusts these guys, and I think he's been playing the way he plays for a long time, and he's been doing what he does for a long time, and so he's not going to take risks, when he doesn't need to. But personally, I think he needs to. I mean, personally, I think we need to bring the heat. But at the end of the day, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I really, I think everybody as a Bears fan has, like our Aaron Rodgers 15-play, 40-second, oh my God, drive just like burned into their brains. Like,
yeah,
I feel like drives that I've seen him do against other teams happened against us.
Absolutely.
Like that's how scarred we are by this guy. Like,
Fourth and 9 delay of game calls that didn't get called.
Right, exactly. And it just seems like everything starts conspiring, the wrong way. So I don't know. I mean, I hope that we still bring the heat and we are getting home. And, I mean, I mean, shit. I just hope we're up by 28.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate them so much. And hey, I know like you're kind of our voice guy, like you do impersonations and stuff. Like I feel like every Packer question, I feel like answering like Pac-Man Jones in that interview after the game in the locker room where he's just like garbage. Like, hey, can you do that for me? That garbage.
Garbage. Just garbage. Oh no, that's garbage.
I want to answer everything that
Garbage.
way. Like, garbage. Garbage.
Yeah.
Trash. Garbage. Trash.
He trash.
You know, I mean, I just, you know, but it does. Doesn't it sometimes it feel like Aaron Rodgers could walk out on that field by himself and beat us, like alone somehow. He
Very
like
much abused children.
yeah, like you know, and I hope that the players are not like us because we some bitches with this dude.
Have you guys ever wanted a W so bad?
No.
Oh, we're about to take the power back, boys.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
We got him, man. This is a must win.
I've been thinking about being in that stadium screaming since I got the ticket. Like I've been thinking about it.
The last time I wanted a W this bad was the Super Bowl in 06.
This is the fucking payback for that shit, man.
Yeah.
The NFC fucking title game. Damn it.
Chris Conte.
This is the payback for that, man.
So Diddy, man, let me kick this last one on their offense over to you, man. Jimmy Graham, dude, really been a non-factor. I know he's battling some injuries, man. Watching the game earlier today from last week, Rodgers had him targeted right near the goal line on a deep ball, and he was covered by a linebacker, man, and the dude just, overpowered him, knocking it out of his hand, man. Do you think his best days are behind him, man?
Jimmy Graham, garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage.
I was about to text you guys, like, you don't go garbage on this.
Yeah, no, he's a shell of himself. I mean, he's getting a little bit of yardage, nothing great, nothing what they expected him to be. They've been looking since Jermichael Finley for the next big tight end, the next guy that Rodgers is going to light up, and it just hasn't happened, man. Graham's a shell of what he was back in the day, and I don't think he's a threat. I think he's an option for Rodgers. He definitely has the talent to affect the game a little bit. Like, you know, I mean, the guy he is a safety valve. I don't see him being the reason that something happens major in this game, though.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think
if the Packers were better, this game would be flexed.
Yeah, possibly. I could see that.
Boom.
So let's move on to the defense, fellas. Gans, I'm gonna kick this one over to you. So that Packer D line, man. I mean, week 1, man, they had some dudes, man. Wilkerson. I'm drawing a blank on the other dude. Now it's some guys. Yeah. Oh, Clark. Thank you. There's some guys, not names, but some of them making plays every once and again. What do you think of their D line, man? Do you expect some pressure? You think Mitch is going to have them happy feet, or you think he'll have some time in the pocket, man?
It's tough. It's a tough call because the Packers defense, I don't think they're that good, but they're opportunistic defense, and so they are looking to score. If there's a loose ball, I mean, I can't stand Clay Matthews, man. I can't stand that motherfucker. That's the next person I hate right after underneath Rodgers. But at the same time, he's a baller. And these guys are looking for a pick six. They show you what they can do if they get a chance to score. And so, but I think our O-line is better. I just feel like it's funny and weird that we're missing Kyle Long and everything. But I feel like what our offensive line did last week against that front seven, I'm not worried about nothing about this D line. And so I think that gives Mitch confidence and trust that he's just going to read his cues. He's going to read his cues. So I'm more worried about where they're going to send Clay from, where they're going to send that outside, because it's about that second wave for Mitch. Because if Mitch cannot go off his first progression read and trust his line to plant his foot and to have his full rotation to deliver the ball. Because his problem, I believe, because Shane was talking about it also, was his footwork. Because he couldn't deliver the ball in the basket. And a lot of all those picks were overthrows. And none of that was due to pressure. And so I think the pressure was coming, but I just feel like the trust of his O-line is going to be so much better this game because the offensive line show what they can do.
You know what the beauty of all this is too? We have the defensive coordinator and the cornerback that they coveted last offseason.
Well, and the outside linebacker too, man, because they wanted Mac too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
just saying.
golden sombrero, bitches.
Yes,
and
sir.
They wanted Robinson.
Yes, they did. Gotta love it.
But Kyler Fackrell is another guy that we need to think about too on their defense. 8 sacks on the season. He's been showing up of late. So
did he show up in Atlanta in the Atlanta game though?
No,
I don't feel like I heard his name much.
You like that?
I don't remember seeing him.
Fackrell, garbage.
Of course,
garbage. Fackrell,
trash.
Matthews, garbage.
Garbage.
And guys, we gotta remember the thing. This is actually funny as hell, and not respectfully, because he's a millionaire anyway. Dog, they coaches got fired, and so if shit was going so well over there, they wouldn't have an intern coach. But at the same time, it makes them dangerous because what if this coach turns it around? Ever since the dude before, the rushing attempts have gone up since the change in staff and stuff. And so with all that talk, so we have to be sharp. I believe we gotta be sharp. But at the same time, this is a team that I feel like let's help them quit. Let's do what we were supposed to do in New York.
Yeah. Diddy, man,
do you think?
Oh, go ahead, Jer.
Do you think that their new coach is really calling the offensive plays, though?
I do. I think.
I do.
Rodgers has always had a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like when you got a guy like Rodgers, even though we hate him and he sucks a lot of dicks, he is like a coach in the backfield. So I would assume that he's got some free reign there to call whatever the hell he sees.
Who the hell knows, man? I mean, the restructure before the season started was a little weird too. There's some weird stuff going on up there, like paper owner, like certificate owners and stuff. It's just a wacky place, man. So who the heck knows what's going on?
Hey, they own a piece of paper. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, awesome. Diddy, let me throw this over to you, dude. They're linebackers, man. So the two that stand out to me, obviously Nick Perry's on IR, so he would have been another one in that name, but obviously Clay Matthews, I fucking hate this motherfucker. And Blake Martinez, man. Martinez, dude, he's a baller, man. Like, and I can remember preseason, like they feared he tore his ACL, and I was like, wow, the Packers are going to the season without, Martinez, and he actually really didn't do any major damage, man. And I feel like, honestly, he's one of the best players on their defense right now.
Yeah, I like the kid. As far as a football player, I hate the fact that I'm the whole Packer thing, but I like his talent. I think he has he's over 100 tackles right now, and I think it's like 4 sacks. He's a guy to be concerned with. I'm not really that worried about Matthews. Though, again, he's like the Jimmy Graham thing. He's not. Yeah. He's nowhere near the player he used to be. He used to be a game-changing defensive player. It's Thor has weakened. You know what I mean? And
he did have a sack last week.
Yeah. I'm sure he still has it, like a Pepper situation where once in a while you're going to get something. He's not going to be there much longer. I think he's on that downward spiral at the end of your career type thing. But I'm not that concerned about Clay. Martinez is definitely somebody they have to pay attention to. The kid, he seems like he's always in a play.
The baller, man. I really like what he does.
Sack, you said? Is that what you said?
Yeah, last week Matthews had a sack. Yeah.
Whose sack was it? There you go.
Yeah, that's good. Hey-o.
That's a bad pony joke. Hey-o.
He's gotten away with some dirty hits this year too, man. The league loves these assholes.
You know, it's funny. I was talking to a Packer fan earlier, and first thing he brought up was some of the calls on Matthews that they thought were bogus, and yeah, there may be one, possibly two, that I could kind of get on that bandwagon with that might have been sketchy, but they changed the rule. I mean, if you're landing on the quarterback now, you're gonna get called up for a penalty. Like
I've seen him get away with it too, though.
Exactly,
I mean?
Absolutely, and I mean,
we got flagged for it.
Well, week one, think about it. When he freaking hit Mitch from behind, man, the cheap shot, and nothing was thrown. He got away with it. So, I hate him, man. I think I hate him more than Rodgers, quite honestly.
They're both right there. Yeah.
It's tight.
Yeah, definitely. Jared, let me throw
unintended.
Let me throw the DBs at you, man. Yo, I like Jackson. I like Bryce, man. Like Alexander. Williams is still there. I hate to say it, but man, I really like their secondary. What are your thoughts, man?
It's it's very similar to a situation that we've got.
Yeah.
A good pass rush makes a secondary much better. I think they're young. I think they can be had. It's going to be up to Mitch to deliver the ball on time and for our receivers to be where they're supposed to be. And if we can do that, man, I don't see how they can stop it. I really don't. I mean, they're good. They're good, young, talented kids, but they're kids. And Daddy's about to take them to school.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think so too. They're young. They're definitely talented, but I don't think it's time for them yet, man. You still see the young guys, they get burned a little bit here and there. I just think our receiving core is just too good, I don't know. I just don't expect much from them. I like them, but I like them down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could definitely, it'll be curious to see what the Packers do as far as head coach with Patton there. I mean, I like his defense, to a degree.
There's no guarantee he's going to be there.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's part of it. He may not be retained with whoever comes in there. So it'll be interesting. This is going to be an off season for the Packers that they haven't had in a really long time, man.
I really hope we can fuel those questions and many more. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
let's make them completely question everything they are as a franchise.
Absolutely,
and just
man.
Dumpster fire it. Put them in the Cleveland Browns for like 10 years. It'll be great.
I'm all for it.
And remember, this isn't something new. The idea that the Bears were going to be a playoff team is nothing new. We had our Jordan Howard, aka Nostradamus, moment right at the Super Bowl. He said the Bears we're going to be in the playoffs next year.
Yep.
And people laughed at him. Mm-hmm. And hot takes didn't go over so well for some of those people out there, D'Angelo Williams. Did it? It looks like we're going to be in the playoffs and you're going to be at home.
Yep.
Because you old.
Yeah, there's a lot of those, man. I'm sure we can pull a lot of those receipts, man. And
Stephen A. still thinks Jim McMahon's playing next week.
Yeah, I think he forgot that Richard Dent was a Hall of Famer too. So let's kick it over special teams. Gaines, man. Special teams for the Packers. I mean, no real big plays this year. They don't really concern me as long as we're good in coverage, man. What do you think, dude?
Hopefully Crosby could go back to missing some kicks.
Yeah, right.
That'd be cool. But no, I just feel like this is a team. I mean, Rodgers could easily be in there talking crap, saying, "Let's go embarrass these jerks. Let's go embarrass these guys." This is their Super Bowl. If their season's over, if they're not gonna make the playoffs, what's the one thing they could take with them? And so they can just mess up our stuff, or they can hey, you know what I'm saying? And so I don't want to take them lightly. I just feel like we just want to punch them in the mouth in every aspect. And so when it comes to special teams, don't let up. Punch these dudes in the damn throat, man. I would elbow these motherfuckers in their fucking collarbone. And I mean, not to hurt them, but it's like, yo, we can't be scared, man. We can't be scared, and let's make the changing of the guard. Let's go into these playoffs the right way. I don't want to. Let's not do it with the Minnesota of just losing. Let's beat the Packers like we was talking about yesterday, Diddy and Jim, like Double A, like we was talking about yesterday. All you guys. Yeah. So it's like special teams, every aspect, attack, stay in your damn lane. I mean, outside contain, and just like hopefully Crosby miss some damn kicks, but then hopefully we handle our damn business. And let's practice on the miscues. Let's practice on the no penalties. Let's just do the things that we got to do. Because I'm not worried about any other team. After seeing what I saw from my team last night, I'm just worried about fixing our own mistakes. Can we fix our own miscues? Because I saw the things that I saw that we got to fix from last game, and I just want to see that those things get worked on. Because if we handle our business, I don't think there's a team in the NFC that can stop us. That's just how I feel.
Yeah.
I think I ended up looking out like just to see where our special teams was ranked, and there's this website, Football Outsiders. They just crunch all these numbers and different stats and come up with whatever they come up with. They have us ranked 28th in the league on special teams. They have the Packers ranked 22nd. I mean, I don't think special teams on either side is gonna. I mean, besides field goals, but as far as like kick returns, punt returns, coverages, I just don't see it being a big factor. Neither of us have really lit it up on special teams.
But you never know. I'll take Tariq all day.
Oh I'm not saying something can't happen. I'm just talking about like primarily the question was about the Packers special teams, and they're not. I'm not scared of them.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed. What you got, Batch?
Yeah, so I think we covered the Packers, man, pretty good. I'm ready to move into our boys, man, and we'll kick things off here, Diddy, with you, man. Mitch, we talked about it earlier, man. Rough game last week, man. Do you think he has a rebound game this week, man, against the Pack?
I want him to.
Yeah,
it's hard to really give a definitive an answer to that. It's been too inconsistent to I'm not confident that he's going to go out and light it up, but I want him to. I think he has the potential to. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. I just can't give you full confidence that he will. But out of all the games, I'd love to see him do it, man. I'd love to see it this game.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I feel like I think he was super amped. He's coming off an injury last week. I think there were so many factors. His footwork. I think he was trying to get the ball out quick. All that stuff. I think if he just, goes through his reads, finish steps to the person he's throwing to, I think he can have a good game. Gaines, what about you, man? We'll kick this over game plan wise. I think the thing that helps him a little bit is when we run quick game, and I feel like we don't do it enough. One thing I liked that they were doing prior to the Giants game, man, really prior to Mitch getting hurt, was the quick game. They were running no huddle. Moving the ball quick. I loved it. You think they'll do that this week, man? A little quick game action.
Yeah, I think quick. I think it was just going to go back to the most coaches talk about those first 12, 15 scripted plays and getting back to what's comfortable for Mitch. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully we see Howard. Honestly, I feel like this is a game. We just said it earlier. Every week is a Howard week, and but it does feel like that for me. But in my opinion, man, I think excuse my language. I just feel like Mitch is going to throw for 380 and 3 TDs and no interceptions. That's just my own personal opinion.
Damn.
And I can just I mean, why not? Why not? I mean, what have the Packers done?
Yeah,
What have the Packers done? I mean, did Arizona not tear their asses up?
absolutely, man.
Did that not happen? And so I just see it going. I just see the quick game. The quick game, but I want to see quick it out. But I just want to see. I want to see confidence in the throw. I want to see confidence in the throw, but throwing the receiver open, leading him to the spot where he can catch and run.
Yeah.
Catch and run. But Mitch was really, really good all season, and he is accurate, man. We can't remember the reason why we got this guy. He was the most accurate quarterback in the draft.
Absolutely.
And so I feel like everything he's going to work on. And so the quick game down, I'm not worried about this. I feel like that was a fluke game, honestly. I feel like that was more him. I feel like that was more him than anything. I think he's going to come back and attack. So quick game, give him his comfortable plays, and take the shots downfield. Why not? Why the hell not? I feel like there's going to be a lot of opportunities here. And I feel like our offense is light years ahead of this defense.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement, man.
I'd like to see him. I'm sorry, Ben. But like you guys just said, our receivers are better than those DBs.
Yeah,
we don't have average receivers, man. Allen Robinson is a damn beast, guys.
Yep.
He's a damn beast. And so we just gotta handle business, man. Trey Burton is open all the damn time.
Yeah.
Trey Burton, every damn seam route, he's damn near open. And so I just want to see us connect downfield and everything. But quick game, get Mitch comfortable, get his hips loose, and let the boy run. Let the boy run too. I want to see Mitch score off of fucking, excuse my language, off of like a 40-yard run. Because he'd be so close, he'd be getting shaken and baking. I'm like, oh baby, Mitch, take it all the way in. Because though he making people miss. He making people miss, and it's awesome to see, especially when he gets a full stride going. And so quick game and change of direction is awesome.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jer.
I want to see him take a 7-step drop and just launch one. I mean, chuck it as far as you can get it. And let's see Taylor or Gabriel run under one.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, we haven't seen him deep really all season. You know, he made that one phenomenal layout catch. What was that? Miami? I can't even remember what game it was at this point, man. But you know, he made a.
Yeah, I know which. God, was it the?
I think it was Miami game.
Miami game. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was Miami. Hey, let me throw this one at you, man. Do you think an offensive explosion happens this week?
I hope yes. I hope that this is like the Tampa game, and I hope that I mean. Yes, but if I'm honest in my heart of hearts, do I think that's going to happen? No, but I would love it like none other. I mean, I think we are due for one. I just don't think Mitch got enough like positive momentum in the last game, to expect that. But I do think that the run game can have a really big impact, and I do think that we will be in some short fields, and so I look for that. But and to honestly predict it, I would have a hard time doing that.
Yeah, that's the hard part. I want to say the same thing, man. Like I think to myself, Mitch was rough last week.
Don't be a pussy about it. Say it. If you feel it, say it.
I feel it, man. I do. I feel it. I feel like Nagy has, listen to him talk this week. Listen to Mitch talk this week. Listen to Akeem talk this week. Khalil, like, this team is different from years past. Everything about it is different. They don't give a fuck about the past. This is the future. This is the now. This is the present. They want to come out here and fucking put it down on these guys. And I just feel that Mitch is going to ball out. And whether that's, he's sufficient where he doesn't turn the ball over and that's how he balls out, I'm fine with that. I love Gaines' 380, 3 TDs. I love it. But even if he comes out and he throws for 200 yards but doesn't turn the ball over, I'm good with it as long as we're
Absolutely.
coming away with a dub. You know, that's
Here's what I want to know, Gaines. Are you in the fantasy playoffs right now?
Yes, sir, I am.
Are you gonna start Mitch?
You goddamn right I am.
Well, then we good. We
Oh,
good.
there it is.
We good.
And
Put it-
it's money on the line. And then,
Put it in the bank.
I'm in two money leagues. I'm starting them in both leagues. You're damn right I
Because the
am.
last time this happened, and you took that big risk and you put him in the lineup, he
And I
definitely
still won. But I still won. I still won too.
right. But didn't he ball out when you put him in and he did well and you called it out, or am I making that up?
Yes, exactly. Yep. Remember? Yep.
I remember you getting bold and saying I'm going to start him, and I don't know if that was the Tampa game. It must have been the Tampa game.
Yo, oh my God, let's go. It's time for two in the gooch anyway. Yo,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man.
Not only, brother. Let me tell you how much faith I got in this fucking guy, Mitch, bro. Not only did I start him that week, but you know why why I did that? Because that was the week I wanted to see. I said, okay, Mitch, this is the game. Let me see. Because you know what?
Mhm.
I fucking traded Tom Brady the same damn week. I traded Tom Brady away. Tom Brady away. I got Julio Jones. They said, you know what? I'm riding my motherfucking guy, Mitch, because I felt Tom Brady. And that was before Tom Brady started sliding. That was week 6. It was the Tampa game. Double A. Great damn memory, brother.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And all I remember is Gaines said his hips got loose and we're good. So I feel good about it now. That's what we needed right there.
Hit it, Rain Man, hit it.
Boom.
Hell yeah, man. Awesome, boys. Diddy, man, coming to you. O-line, dude. Do we expect a similar performance this week? They handled Aaron Donald. What do we expect, man, from the O-line this week?
After what I saw last week, I expect them to play fine, man. I'm not really worried about them. I think they're going to keep Mitch clean. I think then they've proven that they can get the run game going. So hopefully that's something that's building. That's something that's going to stack. We finally got the run game going. Hopefully we can get both going this game. Like, it would be nice to see, man. Just a nice, balanced, effective offense.
I would love it, man. I would love it to see, balance, not only in a sense of run pass, but Cohen Howard in the backfield together. Have I said that too much? I feel like I've said that a bunch,
I love it.
throughout the season.
It's amazing how much Mitch affects how defenses attack us, too.
Yeah, man.
With Chase in there, you could tell that there was a difference in how the defenses reacted and challenged us.
Yep.
Now with Mitch, you've got to respect that he can flat out leave your safety sitting because he's fast enough to do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that changes. You got that threat. Like Gaines has said, he's a dual threat, and you have to respect it. So, I mean, go ahead, blitz him. But if he picks it up and spins out of it, he's going for 30 or 40.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of run game gains, man, Howard Cohen, the Mitch factor, why we keep giving carries to fucking Taekwon Mizzell, I still don't know, but we'll throw him in as part of the run game too. Do you see a big game here for the run game, man?
I do, because what I was super impressed with, and I'm sure the guys covered it all week on all of our shows and stuff, is that was the best run blocking I've seen all season. Because and the blocking they were blocking downfield. I mean, our wide receivers know me, but those lanes were open. I'm like, and to the point that did you see Tariq able to like turn his velocity? And it was like, wow. And I'm like, damn, he was going around and behind the line. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. And the guys couldn't get off the blocks. Guys were able to get to the second level. And so I definitely feel like it's going to happen this week. Why not? I don't see no damn Aaron Donald over there. And so that you got to understand, Aaron Donald, that's a $100 million man. What we just went against was their version of Khalil Mack. And ladies and gentlemen, we got the better version. Because and they don't have that. And so I feel like the running game is going to take off. And I feel like the Mizzell thing, I feel like the guy brings a little flavor, a little pizzazz to the thing. He can catch. He showed up clutch moments. And so, but I just feel like the change of direction with the three different guys. And I feel like Howard can just eat. I feel like Howard can eat. All these guys can eat. And so why not? Why not go for another 100 yards collectively? Please do.
$100 million is a lot of money to spend to get handled. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Double A, man.
Even Whiffman.
Even Whiffman. Double A, man. You feel the same about the run game, man? You think it's going to be their week?
I do. I think Jordan Howard is starting to get the ball rolling a little bit. I think we're going to see more positive momentum in that way. I think Nagy is gaining some trust to call those plays. I think Mitch is kind of figuring out when to put it into the running back's belly, and and I think he realizes that he can't be running so much. I mean, maybe the shoulder injury is a blessing. I don't know. Maybe Harrison Smith's dirty ass did us a favor, because maybe now Mitch realizes, hey, like, I got a lot of weapons on this team. Maybe I don't need to to tuck it all the time. I don't know, but I do think that the run game gets going, and I think it has to.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
It has to.
All right, so let's move on, man. The heavyweight package, Santa's sleigh. Trick play. We've seen Nagy, do all sorts of crazy shit, from having Daniel and Trubisky on the field at the same time to bringing in 10 offensive linemen. I think this is something that's going to continue. Diddy, I'll kick it over to you, man. Do you think we're going to see some more of this coming up this week, or do you think after the last couple weeks, Nagy's going to dial it back, man?
I think if we need it, he'll pull it out. He'll do what he needs to do. I mean, that was we needed that score, and that's what he felt was the right decision at the time, and it was. I mean, I think if he has to dip into that bag of tricks, he will. And I mean, hopefully we could just win with our talent and not have to get too tricky and just use the weapon, like, just let's light these weapons we have up. But if it has to be done, I have no problem with it, man, because he's been very effective with those decisions.
Absolutely.
I think he's got something. I think he's got something picked out for them. I mean, didn't they in the first game of the year? Didn't they run some double quarterback
T formation, dude?
Yeah,
they
went
went with the T to start the game.
He's been breaking out some stuff, man.
I thought they put in. I thought in the first game, didn't they put in Daniel and Trubisky on a play, and then it got called for a penalty, and then they just fucking did it again.
Yep.
Like, and it was like him just saying, "This is who I'm about. This is who I am. I'm gonna be me," and so that's him. I mean, I don't think he knows how to turn that off. I don't think he dials that back. I don't think he makes these guys practice these plays and then doesn't ever let them run them. He likes his toys.
Absolutely. Well, I think we've talked about the offense enough. We're going to go into the defense, but I feel like we've talked about it already. But we'll go through it here a little quick, because there's a couple of points that I want to get to. Obviously, we want to get after Rodgers. I don't know if he's still wearing the brace or not. I didn't pay enough attention, but I think that knee is still a factor. Obviously, we want to get after him. Aaron Jones, we need to shut down. But here's what I'm going to throw at you guys. Gans, I'm going to come over to you, man. So Bryce Callahan was put on IR, broken bone in his foot. He's going to need surgery. McManus, I thought, played very well coming in for him last week. Fangio mentioned Houston Carson's as a possibility, getting some reps there as well. Do you think we get exploited there, man, or do you think we'll be all right, Gaines?
I think we'll be all right. We've what we have done when guys have come in. Do you not remember what Tolliver did to Mike Evans, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
And who was Tolliver? Mike Evans, top 5 wide receiver in the league. And so I feel like when guys get on the field, they do not want to let their teammates down. And I feel like the way that where we allow people to pass at allows for swarm helpers on the way. You see what I mean? And so and it's one thing to let them to catch the ball. It's another thing to let them get some yak after it. And so long as we hitting them dudes, before, because remember that ball's coming out quick. I mean,
yeah, man.
Real talk. I think our pass rush should be there with right under 3 seconds, and so it's really that first second progression. So as long as guys are in position, those guys coming in, as long as they're where they're supposed to be.
Yep.
Safety. It's fucking scared. Aaron Rodgers. I keep saying, excuse my language. Nobody gets behind you, please. Nobody behind you. That's what I just
that leads me to my next question, man. Is Eddie Jackson? They announced Friday that he didn't practice today due to that shin, which he missed practice last week too. I mean, he ended up playing, but if he's out, is that Deion Bush? Is that Houston Carson? Does it change the game plan a little bit?
I think it does. I think I don't know if it changes the game plan, but Deion Bush, the cat from Miami, I believe he will have to step up. He's a hitter too. I don't know how his coverage has been, but Eddie Jackson, man, that man has been looking like a man possessed, man. Yeah. I mean, he's been looking like he's just. I don't know. If hopefully it's a disease. The whole secondary. Everybody's supposed to be by the ball. Yep. I mean, it looks like they have an internal bet. Like they want to do the celebration. They're not practicing these celebrations for no reason. And so it looks like they want to score. And I just freaking love it. So I just feel like anybody that's coming in is going to perform. But that's what a great front seven does. A front seven covers up those holes. And
absolutely.
So especially when our linebackers can swarm the way they do. Because it's one thing is to have a D line. Guys, we are performing at all three levels of the defense. And so the communication between Amos and Trevathan that goes down to the D line when he's making these checks and these calls, phenomenal defense to watch, guys. It's bigger than watching them a game of football. But from a linebacker position, when you can trust the guy behind you and you know that he's going to cover the 15-yard zone and right behind you, and you can talk to Hicks and he can switch the guys over, it's phenomenal to watch. And those guys come in, they know they better damn well know the play. They better damn well know the play because they're going to let them know. And so it's just beautiful, man.
Hell yeah, man. Go ahead, Jerry. Jump in, man.
I hope that it's just a maintenance thing with him.
Right.
Give him the day off, let him relax, let whatever's going on there be at ease,
Yeah,
there were some reports that it was like last week, the same thing.
Yep.
They practice indoors because of the weather, and this is just a late in the season kind of maintenance day for Jackson. So I think he'll be all right. I mean, he's
good.
He seems like the kind of guy that if he can, if he can go 80%, he's going to be out there.
Yeah.
So, but there were some reports that it was that despite missing the practice, he's expected to play.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Allen Robinson because there was a hip.
Yep.
I believe he missed practice on Thursday and maybe even. Or I think he was a full participant today, but he missed practice on Thursday. But it was the same type of thing, which is good. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting though the way that I've seen some teams go with this did not practice coach's decision, and
right.
Some of these, it's like they list a thing.
Yep.
And I think sometimes that's a weird choice because it's like if they don't really have an injury, why are we saying
they do? Yeah,
they do. I don't know. I mean, it's just they got some shady. They're definitely very transparent, but I still am not buying much of the whole Mitch Trubisky shoulder thing. Like, I don't know if we'll ever know how injured or not injured he was. And, they do some weird stuff with the injury reports. They're trying some Belichick magic or something.
I'm telling you, man, if he really separated his shoulder, and trust me from experience, I don't know that he'd be thrown in 2 weeks. Even if it was a partial, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he was throwing before 2 weeks because he was throwing the whole week, but I don't know. That seems awfully quick, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Yeah, I've been through it doing that, but I mean, I didn't throw for Jesus Christ. I didn't throw for 4 months, and then when you first start, holy shit, it's like nothing but whatever. It's a moot point now. Flipping it over to special teams, man. Anybody. So last week, Anthony Miller started returning kickoffs.
Nice.
I liked it. I mean,
Nice, hell yeah.
you
I
know,
like it.
I thought it was a fresh look. I thought it was needed. You know, Cunningham, Mazzell hadn't done shit. We haven't had much of a return game on kickoffs at all.
And he's
you
an
know,
explosive player.
yeah, and I just
you
feel
put
like
an explosive player in a position to be explosive.
yeah,
Instead
and
of
he's
Tyquan Mazzell.
yeah, he's got an energy too that if he takes one to the house, man, it's just gonna light the place up, fellas. I mean, just gonna light it up. And I thought it was a good move. I think that I guess I'll give Tabor a little bit of credit on that one, recognizing all right, we got to do something. If it was him, as far as the punt return game, Cohen's great, but there's times, man, where he lets the ball bounce, and I'm like, what is he doing? But
well, not only that does he let the ball bounce, but it's like, get the hell away from it.
Well, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know why. Like, get away from it. Okay, you're not going to catch it. Get as far away from it as possible. What are you doing? Like, there was a kick in the Rams game where he let it bounce, and he's like within 2-3 yards of it. It's like, bro, that thing could bounce and hit you at any second. Get the fuck away from it. Like, I don't know. It's like he's amazing. He's a lightning bug. I mean, the dude is amazing. But there's times where it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and it's it's funny. Like we talked about him early in the season. Like the ball hits somebody's leg, he jumps on it, falls on it. We're like, oh, it's a heads up play. It's a smart play. And then you see him stand there at times, and you're like, get the fuck away.
I mean, I just think he likes the ball. He likes to be around it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, but although the one thing I will say about Anthony Miller returning kicks is I hope he doesn't try to bring it out much. To be quite honest,
right?
Like,
yeah.
I think if it makes the kicker think a little bit, and maybe they end up kind of accidentally kicking it short or what have you, that's fine. I just don't, for me, I'd rather see starting on the 25 every time. Like, I don't, these times when we end up on the 12 or the 15 because somebody got a bright idea.
Yeah,
I'm not into that.
Buffs
That's only one part of the special. That's only one part of the special teams, though.
Yeah,
that's only one part.
Yeah,
Cody Parkey, you cannot miss 40-yard field goals.
No, 100%, man. I was just
about
to bring him up.
You can't miss 40-yard field goals. I got to give props to the longest drop to the kick in history, Patrick O'Donnell.
Yeah, Slow Donald, I like to call him.
Slow Donald. He had a great game against the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he played really well.
I agree, man. So, I feel like one of his best games as a Bear.
And what did we talk about in our chat that we were just here? When's the last time we blocked a field goal? You brought it up, and I had forgotten about that game.
Yeah, last year in Pittsburgh against the Steelers,
Cooper,
man. And Cooper with
the 99 3/4 inch line.
We got that win though, so that's that hurt at the time, but we shouldn't even have gone to overtime.
Right. Exactly.
So let's talk about the noise at Soldier Field, fellas. I know we talked about it a little bit earlier in the show, man. The air raid siren, the PA announcer, man, seemed like everything was on another level Sunday night. I expect the same this Sunday, especially with a lot more Bears barroom reps, in the house, from Aldo to Phil to Braggs to I think the Sandlins are going to be there. Double A, you're going to be there. Bobby Bombs is going to be there. I expect it to be even louder, man. Especially it's the pack. What do you guys think?
Hell yeah,
I'm loud. Like, let me tell you something. I am loud.
Like, you're out loud.
I seriously, and I can definitely be heard on the field. when I want to be, like, and I'm gonna be up in 354, but I'm gonna be loud and I'm ready, and I think it's about damn time we came with some real deal crowd noise,
especially with that dumb ass Rogers commercial, that Bose commercial, those noise canceling headphones.
Yeah, let's take those microphones up his ass.
Exactly. Bring it, Chicago. Be louder than ever, baby.
I mean, they don't. I mean, the thing is, like, they don't know. Like, Chicago Bears fans don't even know what a loud stadium is like. Like, they don't. Like, they don't know. You know, because they've never really been that loud. I mean, I remember Cutler bitching about them not knowing when to cheer and when to be quiet, and this, that, and the other. And I mean, I say do it. They need to do everything they can. You know what I mean? Like, let's cheer during the national anthem like they do at the Blackhawks games. And
yeah, man.
I mean, the damn Packers play all that stupid bump, ooh, go. We can do some shit.
Hell yeah,
like,
man.
Like, a lot of people were crying about that air raid siren, and oh, is it too much? It's like, yes, it's okay to have fun at the football game. Like, it's okay. George Hallis said it's okay to have fun. You fucking assholes.
Yeah,
like, calm the fuck down and let people enjoy themselves.
Calm your tits.
Do they pull out Don Cornelison for this game?
Yeah, I feel like they need to.
I think he's coming, and he'll.
That would be epic.
They're going to send it into a frenzy.
Dude, we need a flyover. I'm talking about a flyover.
I do believe there is a flyover. I want to say I saw somebody posted game info somewhere.
There better be a flyover. The sun's going to be out. It's going to be like 50 degrees. I'm going to have my shirt off.
Shit. I hope they get photos of that.
Get it.
Now I'm going to be looking for it now.
Hell yeah.
354, row 2.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man, that's tough, man. That's so dope.
Good stuff, fellas. Good stuff.
Look for a flesh-covered meatball.
Jeez. All right, guys. Well, I think it's time, man. I think it's time for that great segment that Ryan's been doing all season, man. I really love it. Badge of Honor goes over the charities the Bears organization and the players are involved with. It just really, for me, just gives a human side to these guys and just learning what they're doing and dedicating their time to off the field. So, Ryan, what do you have for us this week, man?
Thanks, Diddy, man. So the Chicago Bears players' passions go beyond the game, and this season they're once again supporting charitable causes through the My Cause, My Cleats. And basically, I'm going to give you the player name and the organization that they supported on their cleats. If you don't follow Barroom on Twitter, I know Shane was tweeting out, and I retweeted every single one of these so you could get a picture of the cleats and, see what the organization was they were supporting. But just going to go in alphabetical order here. There's probably like 20 some out of these, so I'm going to try to go quick. Adrian Amos, the Alzheimer's Association. Prince Amukamara, the Block Foundation. Ben Broniker was the Benson M. Abercrombie 21 Fund. Daniel Brown was the Right Way Rescue. Michael Burton was Embrace Kids Foundation. Of course, Trey Burton, we talked about him last week as the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. He supported the International Justice Mission. Dion Bush was Dobie's Dream. Leonard Floyd actually supporting Bears Care, so a huge organization for the Bears there. Kyle Fuller was the SADS Foundation. Taylor Gabriel, was the Lisa Colagrossi Foundation. Eddie Goldman, the YWCA. DeAndre Houston Carson was the Oprah Network. Jordan Howard, the Pulmonary Fibrosis Foundation. Eddie Jackson was the Safer Organization. Charles Leno Jr. was the Special Olympics of Illinois. Khalil Mack was the Lupus Foundation of America. Bobby Massey supported the Chicago Voyagers. Anthony Miller was the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Bilal Nichols was Bears Care. Patrick O'Donnell was the University of Chicago Medical Center. Cody Parkey got into it with the Lutzy 43 Foundation. Roy Robertson Harris, Big Brothers Big Sisters. Allen Robinson supported his own foundation, the Within Reach Foundation. Patrick Scales was the Colleen's Dream Foundation. Danny Trevathan, I love this because I am part of the United Way organization here in my community, and Danny Trevathan supported the United Way of the Metropolitan Chicago Character Playbook. So I'm giving big props to Danny Trevathan. Mitchell Trubisky was the Thumbs Up Mission. And last but not least, Cody Whitehair was the Youth Entrepreneurs. So there is a rundown of our players and all the organizations that they supported. A big thank you to the Chicago Bears website and their communities link for providing me that information. So just great stuff that our players are doing. And I love this segment. I love bringing it to you guys each and every week, and look forward to continuing to do it throughout the rest of the season. So that's the badge of honor for this week. A look back at the My Cause, My Cleats breakdown. And fellas, now it's time to move into game predictions. And I'm sure you're probably looking at one game on there and wondering why the fuck it's on there. When we get to it, I'll get into it. First things first, we'll kick it off. The Lions at the Bills. I'm going to throw it over to you, Diddy, first, man. Lions at the Bills. What do you think, man?
Bills. That defense is, I think, they're gonna eat.
Hell yeah. Double A, man. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think the Bills are going to win. I don't think the Lions can win a road game right now, period.
Gaines, man, what about you, bro?
I'm definitely taking the Bills. Josh Allen is playing pretty well, and that defense that's a decent defense over there.
Hell yeah, man, Jared.
Speaking of running quarterbacks, like Allen went wild running.
Absolutely.
What was that?
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
never in my life would I have predicted that. Sorry.
Stafford's questionable with a back, so I don't think they're going to have Stafford.
So
Yeah.
Jerry, you're saying the Lions have a shot?
Business.
Hell no.
Who's starting? Orlovsky, Mike McMahon? Who they got?
Oh, I don't know. Whoever they decide to dig up, I guess.
John Kitna? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
John Kitna. Wow. There's a reference. I know. The Lions do what they do. They go to sleep and they lie down.
Andre Ware. Andre Ware.
Andre Ware.
Start.
Rodney Pete.
Rodney Pete.
You want to talk about business decisions? You're coming up against the Bills defense, and all of a sudden your lower extremity hurts.
Business decisions.
Let's look at the next one, boys. The Dolphins at the Vikings. We'll go in reverse here. Jer, Dolphins at Vikings. Who you got, man?
Dolphins, baby.
They call him Flipper. Flipper.
What do you got, Gaines? Dolphins and Vikings, man.
I'm gonna take the Vikings.
Yeah, going with the Vikes, huh?
I mean, yeah, I don't see Kurt losing to the Dolphins.
Double A, man. What about you, bro?
I think the Dolphins are riding high off of that win against the Patriots, and they have been playing very sneakily well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take them to win and just double cement the division win.
Nice. Diddy, man, what do you got?
I mean, the Dolphins are right there in their division, man. And I think they're coming off a pretty big.
It worked out.
What was that?
You picked the Vikings last week. It worked out real well.
All I'm saying is they're coming off a huge win. A win like that can kind of shift things for you. They're not that far out of being. They're in second place in their division right now. I just think that they're coming in pretty high off a big win, and if they go in confident, I think I'm taking the Dolphins to beat the Vikings.
Hell yeah, man! I'm with you. I'm taking the Finns to beat the Vikings as well and push those Vikings further out of the playoffs, hopefully. So the next game on here, the Redskins at the Jags. So I'm sure you guys know why I have it on here, but let me explain. So if the Redskins lose, it locks us up a playoff spot and possibly a division win. So that's why I put it on here. I really don't think the Redskins are on their fourth fucking string quarterback, and I know they have Adrian Peterson, but it's just not going to work. I don't think the Redskins can.
The Dirty Sanchez.
Yeah.
Well, so I looked at the list, and you were talking about. I don't know why I put one game on here, and I thought you were talking about the Bears and Packers because you know what I mean. But so I was like, okay, I'll answer that one. But
yeah,
come
absolutely.
On, man.
But I'm taking the Jaguars to beat the Skins, Diddy, man. What about you?
Jaguars.
Double A.
I mean, it's like these
Pick your
two
poison,
teams are
right?
trash. I mean, like Mark Sanchez,
Say it like you mean it, though. That
trash, garbage. Yo, but I don't. I mean, for real, like I don't. Who the hell is gonna start for the Jaguars? Who's on their team?
Yeah.
Like, who is Blake Bortles' backup? That's the $1,000 double jeopardy question. I don't know that answer.
I feel like I do. Cody Kessler, right?
Oh Lord.
Is that who it is? Why do I feel that's who it is?
I'll go with it. I mean, like that's horrible. I mean, that game might be 2-0.
Might be blacked out.
Jaguars win on a safety. 2-0.
What if Coughlin comes out and coaches like Lock and Fora was alluding to on that show? Did you guys hear that? Dude, he just left the show all pissed off. They were like, you're reporting spotty, bro. Like right on air. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I missed that.
I'll send it to you guys.
Gaines, man, what about you? What do you think of the Jags and Skins, man?
Well, I'm starting Jags D in fantasy for sure.
Oh shit, okay.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Josh Johnson is probably starting.
You're starting that quitter ass D that let Derrick Henry run down the field on them.
Yeah, because the Redskins defense. The Redskins
going to get another 99-yard run against them.
The Redskins gave 40 points to the damn Giants, bro.
I understand that, but I'm saying the Jaguars defense is already playing golf, dude.
I understand. I understand, but I just think the Redskins offense is worse. And when you have a quarterback giving away pick sixes, that changes things.
Yeah.
That changes everything when it comes to fantasy.
I would stay away from that game in fantasy, except for Adrian.
I have Adrian Peterson. I have Adrian Peterson on my bench. I'm going to bench Adrian Peterson actually.
All right.
I mean, he's worth it. That's only because I have Nick Chubb and that's only because I have like other quality guys.
Yeah.
Jaguars defense. Garbage.
Yeah, I'm starting them. I'm starting the Jaguars defense in one league, and then the other league I'm starting the league. I'm starting
the trash.
That's
garbage.
That's garbage.
Jared, let me get your pick, man. Jags and Skins, bro.
Oh my God! It's like which fart just isn't the stinkiest?
Garbage.
It's garbage versus garbage.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take the Redskins to be the less stinky garbage.
No shit, man. So the lone Redskins backer, Jared.
One man's trash is another man's.
Oh, hold on. I didn't say the Redskins was gonna win. I didn't say the Jags was gonna win. I just said I was on the defense. I didn't answer the question.
I got
he's a DC boy. He's got to find a. You better get this right.
I don't know who to pick it is. And Double A's right. They both suck. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is the most breakdown we've had on a game pick this whole season.
They need to forfeit.
Yeah.
They both garbage.
The dude Johnson is good, but Leonard Fournette is not bad. Leonard Fournette is a baller.
Yeah.
And we saw what
Is he going to play? Is Fournette going to play?
Yeah.
He's not suspended. He's not hurt.
Nope.
He's not. Nope. Oh, okay.
Nope.
All
Nope.
right.
So do I even have to?
The Giants scored 40 points without Odell Beckham. Hell yeah, I'm taking the Jags.
Do I need to even ask about the Packers Bears? I think we're all on the Bears bandwagon, right?
Well, wait a minute. Psych.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, oh fuck.
Lock and fora.
Yeah.
Lock and fora.
So cool. All right, good. So we're all taking the Bears on this one. So let's move into Mike North's predictions. So this week, Mike's 4 games that he's picking for Bears Barroom. He's taking the Giants over the Titans, the Steelers over the Patriots. The Giants over the Titans doesn't really surprise me. I'm kind of going that way myself. The Steelers over the Patriots, I don't know. I'm not real comfortable with that one.
It's in Pittsburgh.
It's in Pittsburgh, but Brady there, I believe, is 11-2. I think that's what I heard in his career.
Yeah.
Something like that.
There.
The fact that he's even played 13 games in Pittsburgh is wild to me.
It's insane, right? Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That Tennessee game's not a layup. I mean, thanks to all the injuries. I don't think
it's a layup either, but I don't trust the Titans. You've seen them this season. 1 week they're super good. The next week it's like, well, what the fuck happened to last week? And the Giants, I think, are playing really good ball right now.
I don't think the Titans know who the hell they are from week to week.
Agreed.
Thanks to injuries, I'm starting Dion Lewis and Kenneth Dixon as my running backs in the playoffs. You talk about a
Sweet
kick in the
Jesus.
balls.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, I had Melvin Gordon and Eckler and James Conner's
man.
question.
Oh,
Well, Connor might come back now, which is pissing
yeah,
me
he
off. 'cause
practiced
I
Friday.
picked up his backup,
Really.
and now
I've
I don't
got
know
him.
whether to start him
Same
or
as-
Michelle.
Yeah, I'm starting Connor in both my leagues. Hell yeah.
Okay, Aldo, get back to the picks.
Yes.
Where's the
Steelers
music?
over
Is the
the
music
Patriots.
playing? Is it playing? I can't hear the music.
I can't hear the music. Jets over the Texans. Mike took the Jets over the Texans. And then this one, the Eagles over the Rams. So this is the only one I really looked at the spread on, and the Eagles are getting 10.5 from the Rams. So I guess I can
Nick
kind of
Foles, Big Dick Nick coming back.
Yeah, so I can get behind the Eagles with 10.5 over the Rams. So those are the Mike North picks for the week. So if you were looking for those, there they are. And if you've got time, get out and put a little money on them if you're looking for it. So fellas, we're to the point in the show where we can do some final thoughts and whatnot. I'm going to kick it over to you first, AA, man. What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are that I'm super hyped. I can't recall being this hyped for a sporting event in a really long time. I have not been to Soldier Field since 2001 when the Jaguars lost to the Bears and we clinched the division, and Keith Traylor got an interception with one hand and ran 64 yards down the field. And I tell you what, it was old Soldier Field, which was like a damn college stadium, and that place was up for fucking grabs. And people were throwing their jackets in the air. Like, seriously, a jacket hit me in the head, and I was like, what the fuck? My friend looks at me, and I go, I don't know, it's a jacket. And I threw it in the air. And, I mean, it wasn't even the end of the game, but it felt like as soon as that happened, we just knew. And I feel like there's going to be something like that. Like, I could see Eddie Goldman running down the field for 58 yards after picking up a Jones fumble, something crazy like that. And all I know is that after that game, I woke up on the red line fucking blitzed at like Jarvis.
Ticks blitzed.
Yeah, I was blitzed, Jack. And I think Club Dub is about to happen, and if we have anything to say about it, it's gonna be on the damn field. And I don't know. We're just ready, man. We're just ready. We're ready for this shit to go down.
Hell yeah. Jared, man, let me get your final thoughts, bro.
Final thoughts. It's time to bury this ghost that's been in our closet for years. It's time to put him away. We're done with it. The psychological beatings we've taken from him are over. It starts Sunday, and it starts with this defense. And Mitch Trubisky, it's time for you to shine, brother. Show us what you got.
Hell yeah. Diddy, man, let me get yours, bro.
Man, it's been years since I've been looking forward to a situation in a game like this, man. This is gonna get us over that hump of beating Aaron Rodgers and starting things the right way, man. Like this, we're gonna be in the playoffs and win the division if we win this game. And think about that, man. From last year, where we were.
Yeah,
What?
man.
We're
Hell
knocking
yeah.
on that door, baby. We need to get this. We need to get this. And Nikki, bro, hope you're doing well. Bobby, man, miss you on the show, brother. I hope you're doing well. And I mean, as special as it was just to meet everybody in MetLife, man, this environment, this big of a game, I hope all the barroom crew out in Chicago has a blast, man, and just enjoy every moment, man.
Hell yeah, man. Gaines, yo, let me get your final thoughts, brother.
Guys, this is the biggest game of our Chicago Bears. I mean, our generation. As we move forward, everything. This is the epitome of what we've been waiting for. And the funny thing is, all these people that's about to hop on, we've been talking about this all season long. And so a lot of people need to see things to believe it. Even though we can have a little skepticism, we believed in our team, but at the same time we're that much critical about our team because we're not blinded by our own ambition and our own beliefs. And so, but we're just gonna sit back and enjoy the game. We're gonna sit back and enjoy the game. But I need to take a moment and just say it was the most emotional thing ever. Meeting you guys, Diddy, Badge, Bobby, Phil, Heidi, all the super barflies that come on, man. It was such an impactful weekend. I mean, Double A, you asked me. I kind of felt like this is my comeback because it's like, first of all, I just get my voice back. I was telling you guys last night, my voice was down for a hot minute, but it was such to see what the bar room has done. I mean, we're diehard Bears fans, but you guys, we're colleagues. We're colleagues, but we're brothers. We're Bears brothers and barroom brothers. And it's just like to see all those people come to New York to not only to see a Bear, that was the best Bears loss I've ever experienced. I mean, shout out to the Marshals of the Tri-State, the Mott crew, for being so hospitable and just being so welcoming to people from that they never met before out of social media. And this is what social media was about, man. This is what unity is. There's something like a sport, something that people don't even know about. You can bring people together from different walks of life, and that we can connect and just still enjoy something in a peaceful manner and just be able to cheer, man. This has been an honor for me to continue to be a part of this association. And get ready to bear the hell down, guys, because I feel like we're on the verge of the division title, and we're not stopping there. We're not stopping there, and I feel like this team is built for something bigger. And with 2 years ahead of schedule, what's wrong with winning Super Bowls back to back?
Hell yeah. Great stuff, brother.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
Yo, I got to agree, man. Everything you guys said, man. Double A, man. I'm pumped for you to be there. I'm pumped for all the barroom crew, all the barflies that are going to be in attendance, man. And I really believe that the tide has changed in the NFC North, fellas. I think this is going to be huge for us. I can't wait to order that division championship shirt and and matching hat and whatnot, and come away celebrating. And Victory Monday will be so much sweeter, man, when we're celebrating a dub, knocking off the pack to win the division. And I just want to remind you that all of our shows on Bears Barroom Radio Network are brought to you by Verdoliak Law Group and Tick Splits. And remind you also that we'll have on tap for you most likely Sunday night as the Bears play early. So I do believe Aldo and Danny Shimon will be on the air Sunday night. Monday, Bears Hour Live with Draft Dr. Phil and Joe Mandel. And Tuesday, most likely 100 Proof will be recorded out on your podcast stream Wednesday. Buffon 55 on Wednesday. Let's Talk It Out on Thursday, along with Fantasy Football Goon. And then on Friday, the Mike North Advantage. And then we are back with you next Sunday. And hopefully we are celebrating still from a dub. And hope everybody has a great Sunday. Bobby, have a blast, man. Happy birthday, brother. And congratulations on winning. And that's going to do it for us.
We need to sing to him. We need to sing to Bobby.
I don't know if people want to listen to us sing, bro.
Oh, they want to hear that.
Happy birthday
to Bobby.
That's garbage.
That's how we'll end it, boys.
That's garbage.
Appreciate you guys.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Garbage.
Yo, Double A, y'all have a good time at the game, man. Y'all have a good time, man. Y'all represent, man.
Have a blast, man.
You'll know.
Bobby, Doc, wifey,
You're gonna
man.
know.
It's just like, man, y'all just do it up, man.
Hell yeah. And if you drink, please don't drive. And always remember to bear down.
Bear down! Oh, yeah.